Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna start up doing something we haven't really done before. So inside inside hangar 83, we can see the Sunrise Maiden hovering quietly aside from the engines humming. We travel through the auxiliary airlock and drift through the ship's spine, the long hallway connecting each of the different rooms to each other, until we finally land in the bridge, where we focus in on one Shylock Bolt, sitting relaxed in the station, diligently plotting your course to Castorville. From there, we zoom out, quickly traversing from the docks of Absalom Station through the outer ring and finally into the eye at the center of the station, getting closer and closer to one of the many towers that almost cover the surface of this dome. Above the front entrance to the tower hangs a sign reading Altronus Reduth's High-End Neurology Center. And flying through the entrance, we stop in front of a door marked 206 and pass through it. This room is filled to the brim with various medical equipment and has just barely enough room for its two occupants, who are seated in front of the room's far wall, which is completely covered with lit screens that illuminate the otherwise unlit room, displaying what seems to be the results of various scans and examinations. One of the room's occupants is someone unknown to you, an older Kasatha man with a neatly kempt beard wearing a white lab coat, and the other is Shylock Bolt. The older man speaks up. So, you described this as a, how did you word it? An acute moment of amnesia, memory loss.
Yes, it was a malfunction I do not recall, but is recorded on video.
That is very odd. This is, well, according to these scans, and this is quite, I guess, unorthodox. This is definitely unusual. There seems to be, I don't know how to word it, a conflicting consciousness within you. This is unusual, though not impossible. Do you have any idea how this might have happened to you? Any incidents with a computer malfunctioned, perhaps a moment where you were knocked out when you otherwise should have been awake?
Shifting uncomfortably. I was implanted with the memories of a human, augmented human. I thought it was. I thought that was the extent of which came over. Yes.
Usually those procedures happen without complications, but it is not unheard of for the other memories, consciousness to bleed through. Yeah, not impossible, definitely, and has happened before, but I perhaps not really to this extent. I think further examinations and further testing is required, and I think you need to perhaps think about what this means for you. And the old doctor reaches for one of the many devices spread about the room, we exit the room, flying back from whence we came, all the way back to Shylock Bolt, still diligently plotting the course for Castorville. But the scene has changed. His hands are trembling slightly, beads of sweat form and fall from his forehead, and he seems engrossed in his own thoughts. The silence is broken by the voice of the ship's AI. Plotting for Castorville complete. we may now begin drift travel. And you all hear this, you're all in the bridge.
Before we leave, would it be possible to have Sparks upgraded during our downtime?
Yeah.
Alright.
It is no problem.
I'll take the credits out of my stuff.
And just drop it in chat, whatever, or drop it on to his sheet, whatever you're upgrading him to or with.
Yeah, I'll put it on his bio.
Well, first of all, with the artificial personality upgrade, are you upgrading him so he can speak?
Yes, he will speak and he'll know the common language. I can't remember if it's called common.
Cool.
And he'll also be able to know all of our slang and everything that comes along with the language.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I assume you guys want to activate the drift engine to head towards Castrol. Somebody roll me a 1d6.
Pilot, maybe?
Yeah, the pilot should do that. Okie dokes. Ciao.
Okay, so the drift travel takes 5 days, and you are completely unaccosted during your travel. It seems that drift is pretty peaceful this time of year. Yeah, that's how that works. It's definitely canon.
There's no storms in space this season.
No magnet storms. No space whales attacking you. And so you peacefully travel through the drift without incident until you finally land on Space Australia. I mean, Castrol. And yeah, so this is the beautiful, beautiful planet of Castrol. And so Chiskix had told you about this university in Quabarat, which is a small city located here. And I actually would love for everybody who wants to and can to give me a culture check to see what they know about Quabarat. Okay, so from what you guys know about Quabarat, it seems to be the biggest and the greatest of the Lashunta city-states on Casterville. And it seems to be it's almost completely surrounded by wilderness. There isn't a city for at least 100 miles in any direction out from it. And it's seated just at the opening of this river heading into the ocean. And there's this mountain range above it. It has a bunch of great universities and let's see. And the people who know this are Jax and Carvin. And I will also put a small handout about Quabarat in your respective folders, if you want to read about it. You start flying into Quabarat until you are hailed in the air by a security force from the city. See here.
Guess we'll answer the hail.
A rough voice comes upon your speaker, going, "Please identify yourselves."
We are Stasis Drift. We are the ship coming from Starfinder. We've been told to come to here for one of our missions. Words have been sent ahead.
Would you please identify yourselves, travelers, please?
Stelmer Starfinder representatives.
My name is Carvin Dex. You have that, at least.
I don't know if you guys had been talking for any amount of time, but I had deafened myself, so I haven't heard anything for
I said... I said that we are Stasis Drift and we are the ship coming from Starfinder, and somebody should have sent word ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I was confused, like, what is happening? Yeah, and they go, please land on this. They direct you to one of the ships, one of the city's landing pads at the city's spaceport, called Ship's End.
That doesn't sound nice.
No, that's true. It doesn't. It doesn't sound especially pleasant. But they still direct you there. Whether you want to go or not is entirely up to you.
Well, we're told to go here, so land on Ship's End, and let's fight the eulogy for the ship.
Yeah, your ship ends, and so does the adventure. Welcome to Casserole. So you get out of your ship and walk over to the customs officer, who are also getting out of their ships, and who walk over to you. Yes, indeed, we got word from the Starfinder organizations that you would be heading here, but unfortunately, it is custom for us to question any newcomers, whether they be on official matter or not. I apologize for the inconvenience.
It's no convenience, you're just doing what you're told.
Indeed, and I thank you for understanding. So, what is your business here on in Quabrat? We heard from Starfinder that you would be coming here, but we didn't really get any specifics.
Oh, well, we're investigating, hopefully, some ruins nearby to do with... Well, we should have some researchers meeting us.
I see, and he has like a hollow pad thing that he's writing with his finger in. And he goes, I see. Do you have any local contacts here?
Did Chiskix give us the names of local contacts? I don't know if you just said researchers or names.
Yeah, they just said that they had some alumni that they knew about and who were part of Starfinder, or weren't part of Starfinder. Sorry, they were friends, allies.
I'll just relay that information then.
I see. And how long do you expect to stay here in Quavarat?
That's all going to depend on what we find. Possibly a week.
I see. And are you importing any foreign life forms?
Besides our own bodies, no.
Well, of course, we will require you to endure a short disinfection procedure. That is just state of the art. No need to worry. Won't affect you in any negative way, you or your possessions. I see you have a lot of weapons, but amongst your person. I don't expect you'll be creating any trouble here in our peaceful city, will you?
Oh no, we don't seek to create trouble. It's just our own protection. We've not had a lot of luck in space recently.
He sort of chuckles, and says, "Yes, you need to be able to protect yourself." All right, that is all. Just head down the stairs into the disinfection chamber, and after that, you're free to go wherever you wish.
Thank you. is this a human or?
It's a Lashunta. He has with him another like a partner, essentially, who seems to be just kind of letting him do like the difficult part of the job.
Okay.
And they are human. They're kind of behind them.
All right. Do I know if the Shunta are in the business of shaking hands or not? Or is that just
Make
a
me a
human
culture
thing?
check.
Okay.
They love shaking hands. It's their favorite pastime.
Okay. I shake his.
It's their preferred method of greeting.
I'll put out my hand to shake his then.
He takes your hand, and you see him suppress a slight frown, as if he's used to people shaking his hand, but he doesn't seem to actually really enjoy it. Okay, so I suspect you guys head down into this disinfection area.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just sort of a white chamber that has these small nozzles, like 4 nozzles coming out of each side, and you see there's a person in front of you who's walking through it, and it just seems to spray this kind of white dust on them, this kind of white mist almost. And they don't seem to experience any difficulty with it. They just kind of walk in, get sprayed, and walk back out, or walk out.
I take it this where we've docked seems really official and like sterile / secure.
Yeah, there were definitely security guards. Like, he didn't just plop you down on any place and just Johnny Thief Hands is gonna come rob you after this.
Okay, is it open up to the air, or are we in like a facility?
It's open up. So it's kind of this, it's this open area where you can land your ship. But there are guards stationed about. Like, this area is big enough for multiple spaceships to land on. But it's still an open area, and there's a bunch of like Castrovillian growth like surrounding it.
All right.
So you guys get disinfected, and any humans are dead because that's how it works here. They sterilize all their humans.
All right.
They don't want
seems
them
good to me.
around. I'll make a new character now.
Yeah. I'll play Sparks.
Yeah, exactly. And so you walk through this disinfection area, get disinfected, and you walk through, and there seems to be a Lashunta, not quite like he's holding, like you've seen those limo drivers at the airports who are holding like cardboard signs, and they have the names of like famous people. So he's basically doing that, except he has your guys' name on like this futuristic iPad, and he's kind of holding it up, and as he sees you, he kind of smiles and he waves at you in a very optimistic and positive manner. And he's wearing like this stylish blend of local silks, although the overall ensemble shows considerable wear, as if he's maybe like used it a lot. And he is tall and thin and looks like this.
He's missing a body. He's just a head.
Yeah, he doesn't have a body. He's a floating head with a robot, like a robot helper holding a sign, and he's just a floating head. And the floating head, yeah. But everybody likes them. That's how it works.
I like how these creatures that are all scaly and have antennae also have hair.
Oh yeah, they do. That's
fortunately I'm wearing sunglasses and they can't see me recoil in revulsion.
What, are all the stones to do with the sun, or is that just his class?
I just noticed that he has hair, and it's so weird. It's weirding me out.
Yeah, it's the first thing I noticed. It looks like it's
Thanks
a
for
wig.
pointing it out. It's creepy. Okay, whatever. Enough about the creepiness of this space alien. So he waves at you like positively, and he goes, "Hello, Stasis Swift. I'm so happy to meet you."
I guess I'll go over and put up my hand for another handshake.
And he shakes it vigorously, smiling almost like he's positively beaming with excitement. And he goes, "Oh, I'm so happy to meet you guys. You're so famous. It's like I'm meeting a celebrity."
What do you mean by
How was
famous?
Here as well?
Yeah, you guys are famous. I just saw one of your broadcasts. I mean, yeah, of course, the university has first pick of any broadcast coming over here, but soon maybe you'll be known to all the planets. Oh, isn't it fun? Isn't it exciting?
By first access, how early do you have that access?
It varies. It really varies. It kind of depends on
Is it a matter of hours or days? That makes a difference.
How long ago did you get the broadcast?
Oh, well, we just got it a few hours ago, and so it might be a few days, might be a few months, might be never, but it might be also a few hours. We really don't know.
Well, looks like we're not going to stay here for the week, I suggested.
What? You guys aren't staying? But it's Casterville. Everybody's here. Everybody who likes heat and humidity and dangerous life forms and science is here.
Yes, but work goes a lot smoother when people aren't crowding around or shooting from afar at us.
I suppose that is a good point, yeah. But, whatever you guys decide, I'm just excited to meet you all. And he goes up to each and every one of you personally, and he shakes your hand vigorously, smiling as he does so.
Jax.
So we'll get going then.
I was going to ask Jax if Jax or Bolt could tap into the local broadcast to see if ours is on there just yet.
Yeah.
26. Yes, you do.
You go to spacetwitch.com, but you don't seem to find any broadcasts for you guys. It seems that the university is a bit ahead of its contemporaries. Of course, since we're xenoarchaeologists, xenobiologists, I myself am an advanced student of xenoarchaeology, and he seems kind of bashful. We get first pick of any, interesting findings that might find its way across Space Twitch. Twitch.
Well, thank you for the information.
I'm happy to be helpful.
Are we heading straight to the dig, or are we going somewhere else first?
Oh, sorry, I mean, I maybe thought you guys wanted to you kind of need to maybe head to the university, talk to Dr. Muhali about that, because we've had some we had a person head down to the dig recently. We haven't really seen him lately, and of course there's the matter of the notes. Starfinder said you wanted to check out this disgrace to our profession. Disgraceful in how he conducted his expeditions, though his information might be slightly useful. It's hard to pin down, but I thought maybe you wanted to see the notes of this Hakuin San.
All right. Are you here to take us to university?
And he sort of whistles loudly, and a robo-taxi, stops in front of him. I'm like, yeah, I was gonna go there and take you guys with me.
Shall we get moving then?
And he goes, after you guys. And he lets you guys head first into this taxi, which takes you from the heart, from the space docks and into the heart of Quadrat, into the university. And as it as it wends its way deeper into the city, the trees give way to elegant towers of carbon fiber glass and steel, each artistically sculpted to create a stunning forest of dazzling skyscrapers. The Quabrat University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology is just north of the downtown commercial district and consists of about 10 buildings scattered over campus of groomed lawns and gardens. Oh yeah, he has his he has this inner bike.
Vroom, vroom.
He's taking with, yeah, which is going 22 miles an hour. And I guess the taxi is going like 18 miles an hour then, if that's as fast as it goes. So you slowly head your way to this university. And as you're talking to this person, he kind of reveals that he doesn't really have the background or any background or any information that might help you decipher further this code that you had, which Chiskix had kind of, how do you say, like dipped their toe into, like tip of the iceberg kind of stuff. But he says he can, I can offer you, I can introduce you to a colleague, well, not a colleague of mine, a professor at the university, Professor Muhali, the head of the linguistic anthropology department. Her office is in the Alcima Carre Hall. It's an 8-story building whose lobby is, well, you'll see when you get there. I shouldn't really be talking about this, but it looks like we're here. And a taxi kind of pulls to a stop in front of the campus of this university. And he kind of points you like, I got some classes to go to right now, but I was just told to bring you here to the university, but the Alcima Carre building is just over there. And her office, her lobby is through the great big doors. So I guess I'll be seeing you guys around. I'm just so excited to meet you all. It's a good day. It's a good day for Waylos.
Well, thanks for the ride, and if we need anything, we'll shout for Waylos.
Oh, please do. I'm happy to help. And he kind of, scuttles off, and you guys are left outside this giant university in front of this building, the Alcima Carre building.
I don't know. Since it's university, I take it there's no guards around.
I deafened myself again. I feel like I've never used Discord before in my entire life.
Since it's a university, are there no guards around?
There are security guards, but they're not the same as the guards that were at the spaceport. Like they're hired by the school. They don't have any official capacity. Like they don't have any authority in the official capacity.
All right, then just enter then.
So you enter into the Alcima Carre building, home to Professor Muhali. And the lobby of this building is seemingly currently under attack by a small pack of journalists who are insistently trying to convince a receptionist to let them upstairs. And this does not seem to be especially, how do you say it? It's this seems unusual, but just by first glance. That's the entire thing you can see right now. There's just this receptionist completely covered in journalists who are trying to let them into this the office of this Professor Muhali.
I want to try and move to one of these side walls, put up my tablet to my face to try and hide it and get a listen in.
So there seems to be, like, they seem to be talking about some controversy, and they're really wanting to get Professor Muhali's comments on this current controversy. But that's really all you can glimpse.
Do I recognize, or any of us recognize, any of these reporters at all?
No, they seem to be mostly Lashentas, though there are a few mixed races mixed in with them, elves and such. But you don't seem to recognize any of them.
Does it seem they're going to be leaving anytime soon?
Well, you can't really glimpse that from looking at them, but they seem quite insistent on getting inside.
Shylock will listen in on what they're asking. They seem to be going for.
Yeah, you can only glimpse the same information, that they seem to be quite insistent on wanting to get Professor Muhali's comments on this controversy, this unknown controversy, and the receptionist is kind of shouting over them like, "There's nothing I can do. Just wait here until the dean arrives, and he'll sort this whole situation out." And the receptionist seems to be kind of out of his element.
Worst case of if the party want to let the journalists know we're here, or we wait for this supposed dean approaching.
I'd rather get to the job as quickly as possible.
Where it might cause some more stir when they find out, if they're trying to find some controversy, and then a pack of Starfinders come in to talk to the same person. It might spread around that Starfinders are on the planet looking for something, or they're on the side of Moali. It might cause some more reputation we don't want currently.
But is it really unusual to have Starfinders on a planet looking for something? I mean, that's like their entire MO.
If it's if this controversy was recent and Starfinders coming here to see them in private. Ava? Anyone? Oh, music appeared.
I prepare for ambush.
It seems Castro Valley to me.
I mean, if the if they're too busy with the journalists, we could just maybe sneak around.
Would the doors be locked with keycards and such, or are they just normal wooden doors you can just walk through?
You would have to, like, you might possibly be able to hack access into it, but it definitely has a keycard type of thing.
Well, apparently Jax is already going to go try it, so if he can get the door open, sure.
Well, let's roll. Okay, wow.
Being nonchalant, like I belong.
Yeah. So describe to me how you're stealthing up to this door.
I'm just being very nonchalant, like I belong. I'm using social camouflage.
Isn't that more bluff than stealth?
In any case, you seem to be making good headway, stealthing up towards this door, when all of a sudden the receptionist takes note of you and says, excuse me, sir, you can't go in there right now. We're in the midst of a crisis.
Oh, a crisis? What's going on?
That's my personal opinion of the current situation. Yes, a crisis, but unfortunately I can't really comment on it.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Perhaps if I knew more about it, I could help you with it.
I'm sorry, sir. You're just gonna have to wait for the dean.
Well. Hey, well, you know what? No.
What?
No.
You're gonna punch her in the face.
Please
No,
don't punch
no,
me
no,
in the
no,
face,
no,
sir. I don't want to get punched.
You're just saying no to the person.
Well, okay then. I mean, if you're sure there's nothing I can do to help out with this crisis.
Nothing that I'm just trying to get through my day. I don't know who
so
you
am
are.
I. Hey, you know what? Let me take you out for a coffee or something.
It would be lovely. This is by the way a guy. I think I mentioned that before, but this is a man.
What's
Wink.
that change?
But he says that would be lovely, and I'd really like that. But right now I'm kind of dealing with the and he kind of eyes over the journalist.
Let me go take you for a quick coffee, and you'll get the stress out, and you feel better. You'll be all calm and collected, and you'll be ready to come back and tackle this crisis.
I can't leave.
You know you want it.
I can't leave. I really want to, but I can't leave I can't leave these vultures here. Who knows what they'll do? Hey, I take offense to that. You're the worst of them. Like, that's not fair. Like, I'm sorry. I can't leave right now. Did you hear what he called me? Like, and the tension seemed to be riling up. They really seem adamant in that they won't be able to go get coffee with you, at least right now.
Damn.
This is ridiculous. I'm not going to have reporters be blocking me at every turn. And I just Bolt walks up and just
start punching reporters.
Flashes off the badge. He's like, Starfinder crew, we have a meeting.
Make me a. I don't know. What are you trying to accomplish with flashing your Starfinder badge?
This is the guy that we're trying to meet, right? I'm just trying to.
No. This is the receptionist for the person you are trying to meet.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm just trying to confirm the meeting and like. So I'm going to the receptionist for this.
He says like I'm sorry. You can't go in there right now. We have to deal with this first. There's really. I'm sorry. My hands are completely tied right now.
The reporters have cameras.
Sorry?
Did the reporters have cameras, or are they just like recording voice?
Yeah, they have cameras. Well, not all of them. Like some of them have a camera person behind them. Most of them have audio recorders, but some of them do have camera.
I'm gonna like use my finger and kind of like motion Jax to come on over to me.
Alright, I'm gonna slink on back. I'd like to point out that I am wearing a skin tight carbon skin.
Looks good. It's very fitting.
I know.
I'll try and stealthily speak with Jax. Do you think you can short out their equipment?
Or
make it malfunction in a way that they'd have to go get it repaired?
Maybe. I don't know.
You'd definitely be able to do that with a computer check, but you would have to make a stealth check to assure that nobody would notice.
Can I use bluff to get their attention whilst he's doing it?
Yeah, that will work as well.
Well, if Jax is up to it, I'll go do that.
Okay. Yeah, let's try that.
Alright, I'll go up to one of the camera crew and try and get their attention to allow Jax some time to make the magic happen.
So what do you do or say to get their attention with your bluff?
I'm going to try and make myself out to be an aspiring journalist and trying to get some tips and tricks of the trade, as well as how to work a complete camera, as I'm also getting some juicy gossip about the conspiracy.
Okay, make me a bluff check. Well,
I'm better than he is!
That does succeed, and you seem incredibly endearing, and you kind of get the attention of every single journalist.
Oops, that was the wrong one. Okay, that's better. That's the proper stealth check.
Okay, so make me a computers check. So you kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. You take two wires and you put them together. Now you take up your personal data pad and you clickety clack and get access to the electronics within the room, and you seem to be able to short circuit a large. Yeah, you short circuit every single one of them. It's pretty obvious that this is happening. But unfortunately, you weren't really too concerned with what the consequences of your short-circuiting these electronics might mean. And one of the cameras explodes in the hands of one of the operators, and he falls to the floor, seemingly unconscious. And the rest of the journalists are kind of backing away from this person who just exploded.
Well, if nobody else is going to go help, I'm going to try and help, because this still doesn't diffuse the situation. Just made everyone very tense, so I guess I'll go up and do medicine. Which isn't my job.
Make me a medicine check.
Okay. There you
go. He seems to be alive, if barely.
I'm going to look around the room and ask if anyone here is a doctor. Because I am not.
I'll walk up and do... I mean, if it's necessary, I'll just cast Stabilize on him.
Yeah, I think you... Yeah, I think you'd have to. Is there a medicine check you can do to restore someone's hit points?
I mean, I have this.
Yeah, you'd probably have to do that.
So I'm just gonna do that if it looks like super bad.
He's definitely stable. He was stable beforehand, but he is just unconscious.
All right.
The person Ikimzi says they're dialing 755.
Sounds good to me. You might want to check out the rest of your computers and take it out of here. More explosions indoors might cause a bit more damage.
You cause a slight panic among the journalists who start to...
Can I use diplomacy to not make them as panicked?
Oh yeah, okay, sure.
Like, I want to keep it calm, but I want them to leave.
Yeah, they start to calmly shuffle out the door, each of them precariously eyeing the computers of the person next to them.
Can I get some of them to get this person out? Because they are alive, they just are a bit shocked.
None of them really seem to take you up on that offer. They seem to kind of like... They seem to kind of just go like, I'm not a doctor. And just
it's not a doctor to move someone, but okay.
They're like, he might have and thought you were a doctor. I feel like you should know that. Like, what's up? Says the person who was with the camera person. It's another journalist. He seems to be his friend.
Alright. Is the room cleared besides this unconscious man and the journalist?
Yes.
Oh, not the journalist, sorry, the receptionist.
Well, there's the unconscious man and one guy who seems to be either the unconscious man's friend or his journalistic partner, assuming they have those. And then there is the receptionist. So just these three people and you guys.
Can I persuade his friends to help me get this man outside? Because he's going to need some fresh air.
Sure. He says, like, yeah, sure, but, like, mightn't it damage him further?
Would I know that?
I mean, it could. Like, if he has a broken neck, then he could die if you move him. So.
I mean, there's revival spells.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah. Also, just don't shake him around.
I guess.
Revival.
I guess we'll leave him and that other guy here. Is the receptionist willing to allow Bolt and us up yet? We made a lesser concern with less people.
If nothing else, can we get something? A meeting.
So they seem to be kind of worried about like the explosion that just happened, and like I feel like maybe we should wait for the ambulance, but I guess I could move some stuff around on their schedule, get you a meeting right now. Okay. And they kind of just take their key card and wave it in front of the scanner and go like, "You're all ready."
I'll basically have the journalists who's still up, kind of like facing away from the door, and basically show him some like the proper signs to look for and help this guy continue breathing until the ambulance arrive.
Yeah, he responds well to that, and he starts doing those required things.
And then I'll shuffle away.
Okay, so you guys head up the stairs and into this unlocked door. It seems to be a nice office, at least nicer than what you're accustomed to. And you walk into this office, and the office is clean, roomy, and orderly, and a large desk stands imposingly before a broad window that offers a charming view of a nearby park. And a small table in one corner has a quartet of chairs arranged evenly around it. Near the door is a wide examination table covered with broken fragments of stone, many of which bear incomplete words or letters written in a spiraling text. Several tiny fountains throughout the room burble soothingly and shimmer with soft light. And you can see this person standing in standing near the window.
Is that what professors wear?
Yeah, that's what all professors wear.
That hair looks even weirder on a race.
It's really weird. This is definitely not. But you know what? It might be. I don't know if this.
According to my research, it's pretty much just standard allusion to female hairstyles. So.
Yeah, but it just seems weird that a race that looks scaly and has antennae also have hair. Like, you'd think the scales would be the thing that keeps them warm, not hair.
I don't know. Maybe you can ask her to show you her feathers.
We got elevator music.
Stu's phone starts ringing.
It's my alarm.
Damn it, I was trying to say Shylock, but I said Stu. God damn it. But yeah, you see this person standing near the window. They seem to be examining a book of some sort.
I guess I'll approach and make a bit of noise, just so they know that we're approaching.
They see you approach. They go, they speak in a stern tone and kind of in an annoyed tone, as if you are one of many inconveniences in this day. Hi, how can I help you?
Hello, I'm Carvin Dex from Stasis Drifts. You should have heard that we were coming from Starfinder.
Yeah, I heard about that. This is a very, very inopportune time for you to have come.
Well,
we're currently in the midst of a slight controversy, and I'm sorry to say that really takes precedent over whatever it is you guys are looking for.
Something to do with the journalist downstairs?
Yeah. A colleague of mine, more perhaps intellectually minded than emotionally, I suppose. Gave a rather incendiary public lecture last night in which he examined a war from nearly a millennium ago and used the cultural fallout from it to rationalize the genocide of the Formian species. Even before Volition to city-states and Formian colonies signed peace accords 30 years ago, such brutal conclusions would have been dismissed. Now he's fomenting hate crimes under the guise of pure logic and anthropology. This is not what the university stands for, but this is what the public now believes. We've placed him on academic leave and restricted his access to university resources until we can clean this up. So yeah, that's the fun situation we're in right now.
I take it it's not something a simple announcement would clear up then?
Oh wow, you mean like an apology?
Something along those lines? What is saying that the person was wrong and you're not at fault?
Sure, that might actually be... I mean, yeah, that might be quite useful if... But here's the thing. He... although he considers himself to be intellectually minded, he's not really listening to anything that I have to say right now. So I would prefer to fire him, but he hasn't quite violated enough protocols to be dismissed. And it wouldn't be especially good for publicity to do that. So, I mean, if you guys could convince him to apologize, I can help you out in whatever you need.
I suppose this controversy stopping our research at the dig.
It's just that I really can't, like, all my time is being taken up by this incredibly fun controversy.
Can I sense motive her?
And there's also the matter of him being one of the very few people that have actually read this guy's research. And yeah, you can sense motive. They seem to be very frustrated and very stressed out right now, but they don't seem to be lying or obfuscating facts.
I'll turn my head to the rest of the crew, see how their faces are giving me any hint of what they want to do.
Impassive.
Well, the faster we can do our job, looks like we're gonna have to help with this situation. Could at least pay the guy a visit and see if we can persuade him to at least make a statement that whatever he said was his own opinion and had nothing to do with the universities. If that would help.
I'll tilt my head to Bolt.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Okay. Is this researcher still within the university itself, or is he off campus right now?
Oh yeah, he's in his gross-ass office. And his name is... God damn, I never learned to pronounce this. It's Alabians 21-2. One of those weird...
Alabian. Okay.
One of those weird contemplative names. And anybody with culture can make me a culture check. So Carvin and Ava, you know that contemplatives, that common practice for them is abandoning their childhood name for one based on a favorite quote or intellectual hero. And in this case, the second article published by the radically anti-conventionalist scholar Alibians in the year 21 AG, which contains the famous line, "When the past is unknown, we must make the tradition of challenging so-called tradition." So that's what you guys know about that name.
So they model themselves after that, or just their name?
They drop their old name and choose like a name of their idol, basically.
Okay. Could you copy and paste what you said about the person he was named after? Or he took the name from? And he basically got in trouble because he was rationalizing a war that happened some time ago.
He was trying to, like, maybe not justify, but he was like, he was in very, like, objective standpoints talking about the genocide of the Formian race and hate crimes. So let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, he examined a war from nearly a millennium ago and used the cultural fallout from it to rationalize the genocide of the Formian species. So,
okay, so
well, you know, as they say, the only good bug is a dead bug.
I think that kind of talk's going to get us into trouble here.
so racist.
I mean, you have a racist, and then you have a xenophile. This party's going to be at odds all the time.
So the person, Dr. Muhali, also told you that they also tell you that in regards to whatever you guys are doing, one of my colleagues, Dr. Olmeha Solstarny, had a strong interest in the ruins of Yukulan, which is apparently where this is supposed to go. And according to my records, she departed on personal leave 2 days ago. And anybody can make me a sense motive check.
I'm just going to leave my face on the map because that's where my... I need to take my token for this.
You can get your macros from your sheet though too.
I prefer to click the token. Because there's no point having macros if I have to open up the sheet.
Yeah, so the Professor Shylock and Ava, you know that they seem kind of confused at the development that this person apparently left for this, like, for these ruins.
You seem confused about them leaving for these ruins. Why is that? I'm very tactful in my approach.
Exactly. So they go like, I don't recall actually authorizing her leaving and going there. So yeah, I didn't approve.
So she went unapproved on her own mission?
Yeah, to these rooms. It's kind of it's disconcerting, to say the least.
Well, we can sort out the missing person when we go to the dig. We'll see if we can find them or any signs of them there. Did they give you any signs up to why they wanted to go to the dig, or did they just up and leave without telling anyone?
No, there might be some clues inside their office, but that seems to be kind of a breach of their personal, like, private space. So I'm not quite ready to do that just yet.
Do you know what they were working on before leaving?
I can't recall. I'd have to look into it.
I mean, while she's looking into that, we can go talk to Alabian. I spelled his name completely wrong. There we go. Wait, his name is Alabian's 21-2?
Yeah, that's his name.
21-2 is in his name.
Yeah, I know.
Do I need to actually call him 21-2 or?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Androids have numbers in their name all the time.
Wait, you don't have to do it, but let's just see what happens when you don't do it.
Well, if that's the name I've been told, that's the name I'll be using.
Yeah, that's literally their name.
I guess we'll go talk to him if we're not allowed to investigate the other missing person's study of sorts. Unless Mahali has anything else she needs to say to us. She's just taking a puff of her e-cig.
Yeah, she's puffing her e-cig.
Okay, we'll go to the Alabien's 21-2.
Okay, this is gonna be a
as
fun
two of the
game
party
of
take that.
pronunciation.
Right, it's me and you, Ava. Let's do this. Nice cop, nice cop.
Do it. Okay, I'm gonna wait for at least one of them to come back.
Well, if we're waiting, I shall also be right back.
I guess I'll be right back as well, I guess.
I have no reason to leave, so it's just me here.
Did I start a chain reaction?
Everybody's gone.
Now I'm gonna go get cheese for my crackers. Gee.
Sure, just leave me here by myself. That's gonna go great.
Okay, totally back now.
Are we just missing Cosmo?
Looks like.
Yeah.
Well, I feel. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Should we wait for him at it? I feel like we should.
Okay. I take it nobody's paid much mind to Sparks just flying around.
Well, it's like while it's definitely not like while it's definitely unusual, it's not out of this world. It's like you might have gotten some weird glances at him, but aside from that.
What is a Oyodara, by the way?
Where?
In the handout for Kobarat, it says the city also has several Arodara held by the government for public use. What is an Ayudara?
Let's find out.
Isn't that the ship that the forearm people, Kasatha rolled in on?
It says there for public use, linking it to other settlements, most likely those in the Far Steppe Commons.
Yeah, it sounds like some sort of spaceship, probably.
So spaceships people can just walk through to get to other parts of the city.
Ooh, it might be a portal.
Wait, what? What? Why does this universe have portals?
Oh, Elfgate. I'm dropping it in Discord.
Yeah, it's an elf gate. Magical portals called Ayudara facilitated this.
So we have portals that transport you between places, but an engine room can't control the ship at all.
That's how they're designed.
It's magic. It's magic.
The portals
magic
are designed. Yeah, the portals are designed to make you walk through and get to other places, but the engine room isn't designed to do anything with it.
Well then, let's put some magic in the engine room so you can affect something from the engine room.
You just buy some
I can't let it go! I need Jax to be in the engine room telling me he's giving her all she's got, Captain.
And then he has a bunch of red shirts behind him who die unceremoniously.
Oh, they're already dead.
I'm game for it. Oh, of course, yeah, they're already dead. I just reanimated their corpses because I'm a technomancer and I can do that.
The Walking Dead.
Alright, since we're all here, I guess we'll go off to Alabians 21-2.
Okay, so you head off to Alabians, yeah, let's say that. Alabians 21-2. And you walk through into their office. Dust, debris, and discarded papers. Oh boy, I forgot to get his picture. Give me a second.
He's invisible.
Have to describe it now.
We just see a shuffling of papers around a weird silhouette of a man.
Yeah.
It shuffles towards you with its hand open. As you go to grab it, you get a paper cut.
Ow, it hurts.
You're now infected with the invisible disease. Your hand starts to disappear.
I guess I could have just said he's a big brain with sticks coming out of him, but I don't think that's as fun. But that's how he looks.
Wait, I thought he was the Shunter as well.
No, he's a contemplative.
Oh, he's a contemporary or something.
He's a contemplative God, that I hate that.
Contemplative. That's an objective, not a race.
Yeah, he's a contemplative. So yeah, he's one of the contemplatives.
Is he holding a doll, or is that his face?
It's
That's his face.
It's not a doll. If you ask him that, he goes, "It's not a doll. It's a historic artifact." God.
You just don't understand, Dad.
Is it a fully articulated action artifact?
Yeah, exactly. It can move all of its limbs, Dad.
With kung fu action artifact.
It's a collectible.
Can I roll culture to see if these things shake hands? Because they have weird limbs.
Wait, to see if they can what?
If they shake hands or not.
Yeah, make me a culture check.
Or is that just something like...
Go on.
9.
Yeah. You know, Jax, you know that they would not... If they had a gesture for a meeting...
I'm just gonna cautiously put a finger on Carvin's elbow and subtly shake my head.
No elbows, I got it. All right. Since Jack's given me the no-go zone, I won't go for the handshake.
Yeah, but so you're in this office and it is nasty. There's garbage all over the floor, like not food products, but like there's like dust and debris and like papers were crumpled up. And there's one chair in the corner of the room, and the desk and shelves are completely covered with books, scrolls, statues, and loose computer stuffs. And so there's this floating contemplative in this room.
How big is it? Like, is it medium or?
It's like a medium office.
No, the Albions.
Oh, the creature. It's medium.
Okay.
Like most of its body is taken up by its humongous brain.
Where's the pinky?
It's like 90% brain. God, it's so gross. Pinky. It doesn't have a pinky. It just has.
But how is it meant to take over the world?
Legs. With its gross bug legs and superior intellect.
Okay. Do they do anything as we enter to the office, or?
It's just it's kind of I don't know. It seems kind of oh my god, I'm at a loss for words. It seems to be wrapped up in this doll it's holding. So all its attention is at this doll, and also has its back turned to you.
Carvin will just clear his throat.
So he kind of turns around, and you can hear telepathically in your head. He says, "Yes, what do beings such as yourselves want in my office?"
Does it feel the same as Lashunta's telepathy?
No, it feels more arrogant.
Okay, Carvin's just gonna turn around and walk behind Jax, pushing Jax forward.
Oh, wait, what?
Carvin does not like it. It feels weird. And also, Carvin doesn't know how telepathy works, so he's kind of hiding behind your body, but that might not even work. So go on, Jax. You've got the floor. That's covered in trash.
I will repeat myself. What do beings such as yourselves want in my office? Some of you less capable than others. And you can kind of feel him pressure you slightly, Carvin.
Hello?
Will you respond to my query?
I was just kind of occupied with my spider leg here.
Yes, it looks perfect for you.
It tastes far better than it looks.
I would hope so.
Yes, well,
It looks revolting.
What?
Well, of course, that's how you know it's good.
Carvin's gonna get to the side. What did you say about spy likes?
I said it looks completely disgusting. And I believe no sentient life form should ever stoop so low as to consume them.
I'll have you know, spiders are one of the best delicacies in all of space.
I suppose that would be the opinion of one such as yourself, yes.
Well, at least you accept it's an opinion.
You can feel him sigh through his telepathy. Yes.
You can sigh through telepathy?
You felt it. You definitely felt it.
So I feel a breath of air in my mind, do I?
Kind of, yeah.
Ew, it's moist. Okay, I think Jax is too startled and he's currently eating his lunch, so I guess Carvin will...
Breakfast.
Or breakfast. I guess Carvin will explain the situation. Can we respond telepathically, or do we have to speak with words?
Damn, that's a good question. That's a whammy of a question. I think you have to speak with your words.
Alright, I take it you are Alabian's 21-2?
Yes, that would be my name.
Well, we've come here to discuss some things with you, if you don't mind.
Yes, I figured that. So I'll ask for the third time, what is it you wish to discuss with me?
Well, for starters, I'm a bit more curious on your stance about the... what was it? I need to scroll up. It was the war. The genocide of the Formian species. I was not current at your speech. I'd like to hear a bit more of your side of things.
What, in regards to my opinions of it?
Yes.
I don't really have an opinion. Opinions imply a subjective viewpoint, while I have the high ground of a intellectually superior, objective standpoint, and as such, my findings were completely academic.
That does make plenty of sense. Do you know about the controversy surrounding your facts given to your peers?
Yes, I've heard some people were offended by it, though offense indicates a narrow perspective in the listeners. I analyzed ancient Lashunta army strategies against their Formian neighbors and concluded that the former's conditioned sentimentality inhibited more effectively destructive actions against their longtime enemies. The audience found my conclusion upsetting. Other species are endlessly fascinating.
It does seem a bit harsh the way your facts and conclusions from such annoyed and possibly infuriated them in such a way.
Well, yes, but that is, of course, a subjective standpoint of theirs. I don't see how their offense detracts from my academic findings.
Well, it can go further than just a mere talk within a study. We've seen some people trying to make their way into the university, trying to get more of a hands-on and face-to-face kind of situation after your talk.
I believe you're referring to the journalistic side of things. So yes, I can see how that might be hurtful to the university at large.
Well, both the university at large as well as your ability to freely move within the university itself.
Yes, this will definitely, especially since I'm on track to attain tenure at this university, requiring practically twice as long an observation period as a Lashunta would, might I add, likely because my assessors are compensating for inferiorities, real or perceived. This incident will reflect in egregious stain on my record that challenges my advancement in scholarly recognition here. So I would prefer if this stain would be erased from my files. I have spoken with Professor Muhali about the subject, but her judgment seems to be clouded by stress and emotions. If she truly cared about scholarly integrity, she would debate my assertions. Instead, she stoops to censorship in violation of the university's free speech policies.
Well, I and my many other creatures are all for free speech, and I'm not suggesting you retract your statements or say that they are false, but it would go a long way for both your tenure as well as your ability to really speak your mind to possibly hold a sort of meeting or speech so that the journalists can get your side of things. You don't need to say that you're wrong, just how people could view it.
You could add to that statement the moral standpoint of this whole matter. Do not have to retract any of your findings, but add to it that, of course, from a moral standpoint, it is, well, obviously frowned upon.
Well, yes, this whole situation is quite frustrating, and while I would be slightly humiliated by making an apology for academic findings in which I find no fault, I find the prospects of making an apology less degrading than enduring this academic suspension. I would be willing to provide such an apology as long as you might be able to convince Professor Muhali to make 3 concessions for me. Cancel my suspension, restore my access to the university's restricted collection, and pardon the whole incident in my tenure review file.
Well, to me, those all seem fine in my mind. I'm sure we can discuss with her these.
Yes, although I'm sure she will find them less
acceptable.
Equitable. Yes, that.
Does Ava want to say anything else?
Would you be willing to meet with her yourself? We could be there as mediators, but you could talk to her.
Unfortunately, I don't see how that might go well. She is not especially happy with me at the moment, and I think the less my involvement with all of this, the better.
Just thought that would be easier for you to settle things now that we seem to have a possible solution for an agreement than us just walking across both your rooms or offices.
Yes, I understand how you might think that. However, I have tried talking to her before, but like I said, her judgment was clouded with stress and emotion, and she was not especially accommodating to me.
We could help initiate the meeting, and like I said, I believe all of us would be happy to be there as mediators for that conversation.
I am sorry, but I do believe it would be more equitable if you were there on your own, and I fail to see how such an intellectually inferior being might have a more valid perspective than myself.
I'm gonna turn to Ava. It might be best just to go as her own. She did seem rather flustered as well as tense. Bringing possibly the cause of that to her might increase such feelings.
All right.
I mean, the legs can always use some work. We've been in space for 5 days. Well, thank you for your cooperation, Alabians 21-2. We will most likely be returning with, hopefully, agreements to your requirements.
Excellent. That would be most awesome.
Awesome. Good. Okay. I guess we'll leave. Hopefully Bolt is not reorganizing the room as we were speaking.
Nope, just kind of standing as like if there's one clean spot, he just kind of made his way over to that. Things away from him just with his foot.
No, there was crap covering the entire floor. You would have been able to kick some of the trash out of the
circle.
way.
There's a little ring where he had been standing that he just kind of shoved everything away from him.
Pretty much, yeah.
We'll return to Mahali and give this kind of outcome to her. See if she'll agree to the free terms.
Okay, so you walk back into her room, and she seems to be very animatedly talking on the phone. And she hangs up once you're inside. She goes, "So, did you get into the not a dick?" I shouldn't have said that, but it's true. Did you get him to apologize?
Well, he's agreed that he will go to a public speech to apologize, though he is wanting something in return.
Yeah, I figured. So what does he want?
Well, he basically wants his tenure to continue as planned, as well as any marks against him taken back, as well as the third reason. I think he had two reasons which were basically the same.
So she says, like, yeah, I can reinstate his status, no problem, but, and his library access is a given, but...
Oh, library, yeah, that was it.
But striking this off his tenure might prove damaging for my own career, so I'm definitely less inclined to do that.
Well, I'm curious why there is a mark against him anyway. He did say about your university holding a free speech part within their code of conduct.
Yeah, well, we definitely do have a free speech policy here. His tenure status is still definitely under question when he has made such inflammatory statements, which might prove detrimental to the entire university. He can say whatever he wants, but it's still like we're still not especially like we.
Maybe add an addendum that this is his statement and not the university's in any way.
Make me a diplomacy check.
Just Ava?
I guess whoever's trying to... Well, Ava's is fine, so... So she goes like, yeah, I guess that would work. And so...
We're not
she
silencing
reads your
him.
mind and she fires you.
Jax, we're not silencing him. The whole point of this is that he's not saying that he was wrong.
Well, no. I'm saying that the university is trying to silence him by firing him and stripping him of his tenure and all that stuff.
They can't fire him.
But I thought he said that they stripped him of his tenure and removed the publication of his papers. Did they not do that?
They
What?
They postponed his tenure and then stopped his library access.
So basically, what it was is that he's on track with the university to get tenure, and he said that this would mark an egregious stain on his record and might, if not prevent him, then at least slow down his attainment of tenure. In any case, Professor Muhali kind of gets this kind of beaming smile on her face, and she goes, "This is fantastic news. We can finally put this crap behind us and actually do some research at this university rather than this stupid publicity crap. As a thank you, I would love for you to have this. It is something that Labians had requested in a grant application that fell through because of his recent gaffe. So I'd just like for you to have this as a thank you for this debacle. And she gives you a Mark 1 Ring of Resistance. Whoever puts out their hand.
I'll put up my hands.
And in regards to Dr. Solstarny, well, I have tried to contact. I've tried to contact her. I tried to contact her to get some help with the codes that all of you had. I had them sent over from Starfinder to see if I could examine them. And I deafened myself for the third goddamn time. Yeah, I had the codes you had sent over from Starfinder to see if I could examine them further, but it seems I either need the findings of this Dr. Halkuim, whatever, or help from Dr. Solstarny. But I recognize the language as a non-Elven language group found in association with a few known Elven sites on the continent of Yukulam to the west. But in trying to contact Solstarny through her personal comm unit at home, in her office, and even her friends and family turned up nothing. And it's making me a bit concerned. So I am going to be reporting Solstarny missing to the police. And I would be happy for you to check out her office. And you can also go talk to Alabians, since he's one of the few people who has actually read the findings of this Halkuim San, and he might be able to help you out in that respect. But good luck on your investigation.
Thank you for your cooperation as well as the suggestions of where to go. Do we need to report to you any of these findings at all?
You are not my subordinates, so I would prefer. I would be happy if you would inform me on any developments in regards to Dr. Solstarny, and obviously the university would love for you to share any findings that you found with us, but you are definitely not required to.
In that case, could I get your comlink number?
Yeah, and she gives you her comlink number.
Where does the crew want to go first? Do you want to go to the missing researcher or back to Alavians, since we've already spoken to them?
Might as well start with the Labians, since he's closer and we've already talked to him. And we'll do the, what's it called?
I can't
I
remember.
prefer not to go to Alabians. It was not enjoyable for me. We have to... Could we not simply...
We could split up.
Yeah.
Ava, could you go with Bolt and Jax goes with me?
Sounds fine.
The gross room, best room.
Is Jax fine?
Yep.
Alright, so me and Jax will go back to Alabians, and Ava and Bolt will go to the missing researcher's room.
Perfecto.
Okay. So
Ah, this song.
I thought it was appropriate.
I mean,
Okay,
we're in a university. It shouldn't be that bad.
Who was heading to Alabians?
Me and Jax.
Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay. So
This
you
does
and
not
Jax
bode
head.
well.
So you guys head into the office of Dr. Alabians. Still as gross as ever. And he said, "Ooh, thank you for meeting all of my demands. This will be quite helpful towards my future here at the university. I would like to, I suppose reward is a demeaning term, but I would like to thank you in some manner that you might find equitable, and so I would like to give you the earnings from my recent guest lecture circuit in thanks." And he gives y'all 700 credits.
Each or to split?
No, not each. He gives you 700 credits in total.
Alright. Carvin will split it with the party. So, 175 each.
Okay. And he says, "Now, was there anything else you needed?"
1 second. Ooh. Yes, after talking with Mahali some more, we are going on to our own investigation within this planet, and we're wondering if you had some information for us, since you are such a renowned and astute researcher here.
Yes. He seems to. I guess you're really good at reading body language, because you can read that. Although he realizes that it's a meaningless flattery, he still takes it to heart and is just like, "I love flattery." And he says, "Ah, yes, the findings of Hakuim-san. Well, the accounts in which he has written about are, unfortunately, in a combination of files in a long, obsolete format known as some weird format. Yes, some weird format called PPR, and physical PPR, and physical notebooks that wouldn't require battery power during an extended expedition. But for posterity's sake, I could digitize them, though it would take some 8 hours.
If you could do so, would you be able to send it to us via email or some such?
Absolutely, I could send it to you via packed mail.
Alright, Jax, are you fine getting that sent to you, since you're the pew guy?
Sure.
Right, so you get that
I shall send these notes to you once they are ready. However, yes, yeah, I will do that. Ooh. Okay, so then let's jump to the office. And so this office is on the 4th floor and is made of a heavy wood. But if you have the key card, you can just open it, which you do. I assume you do. I don't think you'll check it for traps. Would you check it for traps?
Well, now you said.
Ava wouldn't. He's just gonna open the
It's
door
a
and
mimic.
walk in.
You
Yeah,
joke, but there was
The
a mimic door.
university, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Ava's not just gonna assume that there are traps on university offices.
Yeah, exactly.
There's traps in universities.
So you open this office and you immediately notice that the office is in disarray, with cabinet doors ajar, several stone artifacts scattered across the floor from open archival drawers, and a traveling bag, open and half-packed. The computer on the desk at the far end of the room is dark, but a diode at its base blinks regularly.
Someone left in a hurry.
What is a diode? What?
It's like a light.
Okay, just
Like
checking.
it's an LED, like a light emitting diode.
Well, is there a computer in there?
Yeah, there is a computer in the room. It is at the far end.
To the computer might take some time if I have to hack it. I'll start with that. I'm letting Ava know that as I'm.
Yeah, so you can make me. You can make me a computer check to hack it.
Okay, so it is like lockdown or whatever.
It's in sleep mode, and when you interact with it, the controls bring up her login screen.
Okay, it is locked. This might take a minute. Or not.
Or not.
The password was her date of birth.
Jesus Christ.
He just kind of flicks the keyboard and it pops open and it works immediately. God, he's good.
Just paste. She had copied her password beforehand. Go figure.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she kept it on a post-it note. Wow. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, you can open it up and you can review the computer's recent functions and Dr. Solstarny's correspondence. Her personal calendar notes that she was scheduled for a research sabbatical in approximately 2 months, as approved by her department head, Muhali, and the authorities in Turhalu Point on the east coast of Vukulam. These names are literally killing me.
I'm like, can I get like text if something's important? Cool.
I'll give you the text. However, one of the recent files on the computer is a letter from Professor Muhali granting Dr. Solstarny leave to depart 2 months early to take advantage of special conditions in the field, signed 2 days ago. You can make me another computer's check.
Okay.
Wait, they were signed saying she could leave.
Yeah, by Professor Muhali.
But she said she wasn't allowed to leave.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, haha funny, or whoa, that's weird funny?
Odd.
That's odd.
Yeah, you don't see any you don't detect any inconsistencies. But you do also find a series of 15 messages exchanged between Dr. Solstarny and a person named Dr. Arub Pakwal regarding Solstarny's research into ancient elven settlements of Vukulam. The exchanges begin fairly cordially as Pakwal and Solstarny discussed minor details of interest from the minimal research published about these sites. As the discussion continued, however, Pakwal grew more insistent and attempted to cajole the Kasatha to meet him at a cafe called the Five Arches in Quabarat Gateway District 2 days ago to appraise several artifacts he had recovered. Solstarny refused, citing a busy schedule, though let me see here. And you can make me a sense motive check when you read that letter.
All right.
You can sense motive through text.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I do as well if I'm like reading over his shoulder?
Like I'm imagining you guys are like shoulder to shoulder. Like,
just kind of, he's at the computer and just looking over his shoulder. Sense motive.
But yeah, you can definitely make me a sense motive. Yeah, so Shylock, you don't really notice anything weird about the letters, but Ava, you immediately noticed that the Kasatha's message conveys that she was feeling increasingly skeptical about Pakwal's motives. And the messages end there.
Shylock. Well, that seems like a dead end.
Maybe we should ask Muhali about the email granting the leave.
It's information over. Tippity tap.
Could you please list the names and people who are who? Because I'm so lost with names right now. What's going on?
I'll throw up some names.
And who they are, basically.
Well, we got Albien's 21-2, we've got
Yeah.
Mohali, then we've got Sultana going over to Doctor Who, and they're trying to kill the Eradicators.
It's
You
perfect. It's
say that,
word
but
for
now you're
word.
just
It's like
making
he's read the adventure path.
I wrote-
Starny is the missing dude person lady, maybe? I don't know who she is.
Yeah, Sol Stami is the missing person who left 2 days
And
ago.
the Eru Pagwal is the Kasata, who we just saw the email response with.
It's the first time I've heard about them. Oh, the Pakwao guy. I'm just gonna call him Parko.
Yeah,
Paco.
Paco.
We gotta press X to Jason soon enough. For the emails, did it say she was trying to, the Paco guy was trying to get Sultana out of this place?
So Paco was trying to get her. I should really just copy this and send it to you, but it gets all funky when I copy it. But he was trying to get her to a cafe, down the street, basically.
Okay.
In the Gateway district. Gateway to drugs, that is.
Did she say yes that they're going to meet, or?
No, she was so she said I got a busy schedule, and Ava with her good sense motive was like, well, she didn't. She was skeptical of this dude.
yeah, she was making excuses basically.
You could send an email to that guy in response and say, yeah, let's meet up.
These were from 2 days ago.
This is 2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah. Do you not know how Skype works?
And
people don't
I know,
immediately all the time.
I mean, I'm just it's late. I'm sorry, my brains are just getting started. But what I'm thinking is you're not. First of all, you're not even here.
Yeah.
I'm just giving suggestions for what your character might do.
Our characters have got
All right.
this, okay?
We got this. We totally got this.
Okay.
Immediately get attacked
Please trust us.
by a straight
I
pigeon.
mean, we also have comm links. You might be ringing us to say, hey, we found something.
Well, we're still looking, basically, so...
Yeah.
And you're talking to a guy, so we don't necessarily want to interrupt that either, so,
Well, we're talking to them. They're going inside of our heads.
It's still a conversation.
Yeah.
It feels really one-sided, or 1.5.
So,
I said a conversation, not a talking one, but still a conversation. Anyway,
we've got correspondence with this creepy dude. We've got a letter from her contradicts everything the superiors told us at this point. Consistencies with that.
and then...
So I'm going
left in a
to
hurry.
I'm going to assume that after the big brain guy told you that it would take 8 hours, that you guys would have gone to Sostarni's office.
I was going to ask him if he knew anything about Sostani at all.
Oh. He says, no.
Well, thanks for the help.
He's not an especially outgoing person. So he didn't.
From my culture check before, do any of these creatures eat, or because I don't see a mouth.
The brain guy?
Yeah, the brain guy.
Well, you guys. I don't know. Let me check the rule book. In the meanwhile, I guess you guys arrive at the office with them.
Yeah.
And mingle, discuss as I look up rules.
I guess we'll approach both Ava and Bolt, who are deciphering emails and the intent behind such, apparently. So, nice diode you got there.
It's blinking on a computer. What would...
I waved my hand in front of Ava and Bolt. Is anyone in there? Am I gonna have to knock on your heads?
We are.
Okay, there you go. What have you found?
We found some fairly interesting email correspondence, and as you can see looking around, the Solstani obviously left in a hurry.
She could just be messy.
Well, knowing the doctor's name that she didn't really want to contact with anymore, we could verify that name with the university. He might have some sort of with the university, or be on record as using some of their resources, being a doctor of something and something. There's also this message from her superior that we should probably verify.
It was rather strange how she told us that. She specifically felt like she seemed a little confused that she can't remember giving Solstani the permission to leave.
It could be someone gave it for her.
Jax, I wasn't able to find any inconsistency. Would you like to... with
I
that
would
message?
imagine.
Engaging hack.
Yeah, since we have two, like, both Jax and Bolt, you can hack computers. It's possible somebody just forged or stole the signature of Morali and put it on that correspondence to leave.
Well, if it was just that, still, I would imagine Muhali would remember to either have done it or not have done it.
Or didn't she say that they didn't give it? Or...
She said she doesn't remember giving it.
Okay.
If I recall right, that's what I remember at least. She said she doesn't remember giving Solstani the permit to leave.
In my head, it sounded like she declined it. But I might
Could
be
be
wrong.
that.
GM?
I could be reading too much into this.
Mr. Voice in the Sky? Okay.
Does not recall approving. Yes, so
So either she doesn't remember or
She
she
would-
didn't, like, respond to it.
if she knows she hasn't, I'd imagine she had said that I did not give her the permission to leave.
We can always just ask
But she said
directly.
she used the verb recall. Yeah, we should definitely talk to her about this.
But beforehand, Bolt's asking for a second look. Jax might be able to... I wasn't able to find anything wrong with that message. Technical aspect of it. I'm looking
I
for...
mean, could be that she's just absent-minded, and was that
Okay.
was that,
It could be the stress from the situation with Albions.
of course. However, this happened before. This happened 2 days ago.
When did
So-
the controversy with Albions start?
Like,
Yesterday,
that,
last night,
but I don't. It
wasn't
doesn't
it?
say like a
You-
day ago, something like that.
You
Okay.
said that he gave like the lecture like last night.
Yeah,
And
it's,
now
it's
there's a
very
disaster.
recent.
Okay.
So
There's a lot of information today, so...
yeah,
So in regards to Jax's computer checks, he's just like he looks at it. He looks at the file in regards to where where she had gotten permission to leave, and he immediately notices that it's inconsistent, and that it seems to have been it's a forged document generated offsite by an offsite computer that seems to have tried to spoof Muhali's identity.
I hit the nail on the head.
Well, obviously, it's a fake.
Yeah, like it's super obvious to you.
Obviously.
This is even more
Oh,
concern to
that
bring this
was
to Mahali then.
did the Muhali's email come like at the same time or after, like, obviously after the correspondence with Pakwal?
It was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was
Just
it
2
was,
days ago, but like, did
like,
it come after? Like, do we have a
like-
clock, basically? Timestamp.
You,
Oh, I'm losing you on my end.
Yeah, you went very
Yeah.
robotic.
I am robot.
You're good now.
You were. But you're good now.
I hope you don't discover my true robotic identity. God damn it. God damn it.
Does the book
seems
say?
it doesn't mention it.
Okay.
It just says 2 days ago. It's
Oh no.
but she was given the letter that she was to go now 2 days ago, and she was also contacted by this Baqual guy 2 days ago to meet at this cafe.
So it could. Well,
Okay.
I think Ava's having the idea that after Solstani declined the invitation to the cafe, then she got approval to go to the site, and when she left, maybe Pakwal met up with her through his own means instead of the cafe.
That's what I'm thinking, yes. Maybe Pakwal either sent it himself or had hired someone to do it for him to get Solstani out of the office.
Does the computer check say where off-site the email was sent or created?
No,
So he just knows it's off-site and not from Moali.
he just knows that it's not from Muhali. He knows
Alright.
it was generated offsite.
Can we search the room itself besides the computer?
Yes, sirree. So, make me. Well, okay. So one of the cabinets is a jar, and it seems to contain a field suit, a set of basic Lashunta temp wave fitted for a Kasafa, though it has fallen from its hanger while Sustarni. Yeah. So you can make me a perception check.
No, I'll go around the room as well.
I've got dust in my eyes.
So Carvin is just super engrossed in some stuff he found. He's
Oh boy, stuff.
All super engrossed. Wow, guys, this is awful.
I need to upgrade the robot for perception.
Oh boy, this is bad.
Can I hack Sparks to add a perception routine?
No. Okay, but fortunately, you do get multiple. Maybe wait 1 second.
Sadly, Sparks can only do bluff, diplomacy, intimidate, and sense motive. I don't think he has a perception roll.
Can
And he diplomatized for us to reroll.
cameras?
Ask the room
Okay,
what
so-
you're hiding.
So everybody, I might actually make Sparks get a perception check. But everybody with culture can make me a culture check. And Ava, you find, with your perception, you find a printed version of Eru Paqual's invitation to the 5 Arches. And so yeah, you just find that.
What, she
and-
printed out the email.
Yeah, she seems to have printed out the email. You find that, and let's see, Jax and Carvin. You find some printed scans of Hakuim Sam's notebook marked in red pen. They seem to have been annotated by hand, and yeah, these
it's a
notes. Let's see.
Either it's valuable information or she figured out a code.
I know she seems to have annotated some stuff by hand. Let's see. These notes include some unique conclusions,
Are
They
they
will help you.
controversial?
yeah, they're super controversial. She
Oh
says
boy,
that
LBNs will love this.
yeah, she says that the natives are savages.
Well, what else is new?
Oh, shut up, you racist.
I'm
She
not
writes
racist. I'm realist.
so yeah. these notes that she has written upon with her red pen seems to indicate something in regards to a pyramid city of the accursed pyramid city of Loskialua. These names, I'm dying. And it seems to have been regarded as to something with an Oasia culture, a poorly understood dynasty of the elven immigrants to Ukulum. And that is what you find. We would all die.
That's the point.
I would die. I would die immediately.
Do we know that this is on this planet as well?
So yeah, these are the things that you find. In one of the cabinets, you find a set of basic Lashunta temp wave fitted for a Kasafa.
What is a temp wave?
And you discover this printed out
Temp
invitation. And you also discover some of the notes of Hakwim-san, which I will now share with you through my
So many
magical
questions.
skills.
Temp wave is an armor.
Oh,
Is it?
oops.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Oh,
What I
okay.
bought.
When I
I'm
hear
not wearing
temp
it
wave,
currently, but
when you said temp wave made for a Kasafa, I thought it was like a headband or something.
no, it's shouldn't the temp wave?
Oh, thank God, written notes.
You got enough notes here. I'm running out of brewing space.
We need.
You couldn't put it all in one, could you?
I don't think you can put images like multiple in one file. Can you?
No. Well, you can
Yeah.
copy the image and place it into the text, but it's different.
Yeah, you can't put multiple images.
You can in the text boxes. You can in the text, but as an actual image, just to attach.
I'm
it.
the best around. I deafened myself.
That's a lot of Hakuim-san. Oh, it's just all the Hakuim-san stuff. Okay, yeah.
These are his
These are all
notes.
None of this
Where do
is
we start?
highlighted in red.
They're
No.
handwritten notes. They're like blue ballpoint pen notes.
Yeah, so none of this is
Or
actually
okay.
highlighted in red, but
And then
the things that were highlighted in red are just something that, like, it's just all the same stuff, but it helps you connect to a certain place called this accursed pyramid city of Loskialua. Like that's all the red pen does. Also, if you're having trouble reading the notes, just let me know and I'll just give you the text.
Yeah, I don't see anything highlighted in red.
Yeah, I know.
If
So
you could put the text in there as well, that'd be nice.
sure.
It is kind of hard late at night after being up here all day. Thunder Rel lied. What's Thunder Rel lied? Because it's dashed as if it's different.
these thunder-bellied behemoths. It's a
Oh, is
bee.
that a B?
It's a bee.
Oh,
You can
okay.
see instead of billowing, it's the same bee.
Ah, yes.
Thunder-bellied behemoths.
I've now zoomed in.
It's a kind of confusing font.
And it also looks kind of like it's written with a watercolor, and not like pens.
Very faded.
You would think
Yeah,
you'd be
shoot,
writing with lasers at this point.
So
I
these
gotta
notes,
ask-
these notes are like from like 100 years ago or something like that. These are some
Wow.
old notes.
What?
I mean, there still has to be something romantic about doing like handwriting stuff with a pen.
What
Queen.
the?
They found sting bats, which they can sense strength and they resent strength. So Do they have life sense as well?
I put the notes in text, and they are. You can find them. Like, it's super easy. It's a bit.
Not text.
I wonder if the little marginalia is important.
Apparently, the plants are growing from flesh and blood. At least, his idea.
Oh, well, you know, flesh and blood makes for excellent fertilizer. That's why the plants grow so well around battlefields.
That's what basically rotting is.
And there's guardians to the Forsaken City that did not allow them to enter. Yeah, there's sentinels on top of the staircase, apparently.
Did he doodle Kilroy was here?
A realm of the dead. Oh boy, more undead things to fight.
Could more of the more cultural part rather than an actual undead.
Well, they did say funerary monuments, so maybe the Forsaken City is just a graveyard. But they're talking about centuries, so I'm thinking of possibly constructs, or they do have actual beasts and plants that protect the place.
We've not gotten any correspondence or any sort of, I don't know, anything to indicate that. What's her name? The doctor that went off to do this.
So Starny.
Yeah. That she went with anyone, so she's probably in a lot of danger.
Well, seeing that armor there, she left in more of a hurry than first seemed. Left most of her stuff behind.
No.
Could it be possible that she was taken?
Does the university have cameras?
As you are, yeah, it does. It does have cameras.
We could check the feed, see if she was taken of her own free will, or if she was just rushing out. We could ask Mahale for access to that before hacking it.
As
Yeah,
I
they
say,
got
it
me
is
first.
easier to beg forgiveness than to ask permission.
You say that, but I'm very good at asking permission.
At this point, I would disagree.
Disagree with who?
Disagree with Jax.
Okay.
And we should at least ask for permission first. We want to work together with the university here. Don't think we want them as our enemies.
I mean, we are working with the
Yeah,
university.
yeah.
That's our whole mission, is to work with them.
Well,
Okay.
yes, exactly. We don't want to anger them while they're working with us. And I would like to ask Muhali about this Pakwali guy anyway. Pakwal.
Packle. Alright, Alright, well, I've read.
Actually, could either Jax or Shylock see the
net.
yes, the net here, if you could find any information about this air puck hole, whatever.
Paco.
Yeah. We get
I'm gonna keep calling
try.
puck wall. I like puck wall.
Okay, so is somebody searching for
Paco on the web.
Pakwao?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. You find a series of articles about elven ruins that he has published over the past 6 years. At first blush, he appears to be moderately well-established academic. However, most of his articles appeared in poorly vetted journals or numerous secondary authors. Jax, you can detect some inconsistencies in his online bios and records, suggesting he might be entirely fictitious.
Wait, what?
Fictitious as in like a pen name?
Perhaps.
Did it say Paco is not a part of this university?
Where?
Does it say what university or where Paco got his doctorate from?
He's just a researcher. The fact that he doesn't have or seems to have any sort of credentials helps in the suggestion that he might be entirely fictitious.
Okay. So we got an alias guy trying to get Solstani out, and obviously she didn't like the name or couldn't find anything of her own.
So why would someone go to the trouble of making a false report to her from a superior if they were just going to kidnap her? Not saying that's what happened, but it just seems odd that she's leaving without a lot of her equipment.
Well,
like
that happened.
pointed out.
She could have gotten a phone call.
How long did Muhali say, like, how long ago did Solstani leave? Like, how long?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
So it happened at the tandem with these emails.
Yeah, it seems as soon as she got the allowance to leave, she did leave. Because we also got information from the driver, the person who picked us up at the ship. He also knew that Solstani had left, and he also said 2 days ago, and that she went to the dig and hasn't come back. Walos, that was it.
That dude knows more than he's talking about.
Yeah, did Moali mention if Solstani having been left if that is common knowledge yet or not?
That they left?
Yeah, Solstani going towards the dig and not coming back. Is that common knowledge, or does only Mahali know that?
I would think I would consider it to be on a need-to-know basis.
Okay, we might have to ask Mahali who she's told about Solstani leaving. Can bolts
From this room now, or
remotely access our ship?
To what end?
Just to see if it's still there and possibly run a scan on it.
Sure.
Alright,
You do that, but the scan turns up like null. There doesn't seem to be anything untoward happening.
Alright, apparently Bolt just did it. Okay.
What?
I was just asking you if you could scan the ship just to make sure everything's fine over there.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought you were scanning it. Damn it.
Because you're the pilot and you have all the access codes, so it'd be you who'd be scanning the shit for your comm or whatever.
True.
Yeah,
I can use my computer. It has remote mile access.
Goose said it was fine. You didn't pick up anything. Is there anything else we need to discuss before we go talk to Mahali?
Is there anything else in this room we could like dig around?
We've already percepted, and we got the notes. Would we know if she has more than one set of armor? Like she has one for day-to-day use, and another for radiation or something.
Wait, what? Can you repeat that?
Is there any way, by looking at her computer or her room, or just our general knowledge, if a researcher would have two different suits of armor, one for day-to-day use and probably one for radiation or something?
No, they do. At least researchers on Casterwell don't seem to have a specific suit for radiation. They only have their normal day-to-day wear for like teaching and doing other things professors do. I don't know. And then their field uniform, their field armor, which was the temp weave that you found.
Alright, so she did leave it behind.
As you guys are heading out, I'm dying, of the office, you notice walking towards it is Professor Muhali and a man about 5'8", in a gray trench coat with a I don't think it's a fedora, but one of those trench coat hats, one of those sweet trench coat hats, like a fedora, and they are walking towards you, and he kind of the man seems to kind of like tip his hat towards you, and he goes, "Howdy, y'all. I'm a detective here with the security department here in Quabarat. I was asked by esteemed Professor Muhali to investigate before y'all leave. As you seem to do, I'd just like to take down y'all's statements and perhaps look around a bit in the room."
Can I sense motive him?
Yes.
I want to do that too.
I want to also sense motive on Mahali to see if she's like okay about all this.
Okay.
Do I need a separate roll?
Nah, you're fine.
Alright.
Bolt is just already making a copy for the detective of like all the info that they just found.
Okay. So yeah, he in regards to the sense motive check, he seems to be telling the truth. There's nothing really about him that seems to indicate that he is lying to either of you. And Muhali definitely doesn't seem to be okay with this. She seems just perturbed by the fact that somebody might have been kidnapped under her watch. But doesn't seem to be anything untoward happening.
Alright,
aside from the kidnapping and all that.
Does Ava and or Bolt want to talk to the detective while I talk to Mahali?
Yeah, I've just pass off the copy of the stuff once it's finished.
Well, he also wants a statement, so...
I gotcha.
Yeah, he takes basic statements. He also takes a look at the fiber jacket that y'all had, and he says, "I'm sure y'all noticed this, but take a look at this dent here. Seems somebody collided quite violently with the furniture here in this office." And he goes over to the table And he sees, yep, match and dent. Well, perhaps not matching, but it's dent all right.
So you're saying there was a struggle here?
Perhaps, perhaps not. I'm not saying anything concrete, but evidence seems to point towards that.
What, to the skin weave itself or to the room?
To both.
They have matching, like, dents in them, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying the room struggled with the costume. I'm saying perhaps Professor Sterner struggled with something.
Or someone.
Bingo.
Would you be able to see how recent that was? What did he say?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Did he say how recent the damage would have been done?
I can't tell you that. Need some sort of archaeologist to tell you that.
Pretty sure archaeologists is for a lot longer than a few days.
Yeah, but they also have devices might be able to check the age of this here dent.
Fair enough.
I don't have anything within my repertoire.
Although it feels like a safe bet that it was 2 days old.
That would make sense.
So you mentioned wanting to.
Yeah, I want to talk to Mahali about what we found.
Yeah, she seems to like her pose is that of like she's holding her hands together. She seems very perturbed by all this.
Whilst the investigator's like doing his stuff, I'll try and pull Mahali away a bit just so she's in a more calmer position. And if I can use diplomacy to calm her down as well.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, she seems to get calmed at your soothing voice.
Well, you said you were going to get the authorities involved. This was a bit quicker than I suspected, Mahali.
I thought the seriousness of the situation might call for it.
Oh, it's good to see you're on top of it. We had some more follow-up questions after our investigations of the room.
Go ahead.
I know you mentioned before about not being sure if you authorized leave, but did you decline leave, or did you not remember seeing ask for leave for Solstani?
I thought I had not authorized any leave for her. I don't recall specifically denying it, but I definitely don't recall granting that leave. So.
Okay. We found evidence that suggests someone off-site allowed her leave, and that's possibly why she left in the manner she did.
She goes like, son of a bitch. Somebody was after Solstarny?
It seems so. You haven't seemed to heard about anyone called Dr. Avrub Parkwal?
No. Sounds familiar. I think he's like one of those quacks who shows up in those Science Weekly. Learn all about the healthy effects that Kasathu meat can have on the inner workings of the Lashunta brain. That kind of bullshit. But no, other than that.
Well, we are under the suspicion it is a alias for the person who's possibly after or has gotten Solstani.
Jesus Christ, this is serious. I mean, Triune, this is serious.
What? Triune? Why are you talking to yourself?
Because it's a god in the universe.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's the tech god.
Well,
But because I said Jesus Christ.
Oh,
but then I
okay.
realized that Jesus Christ isn't a deity within the...
do you happen to know anything about the cafe down the road? Insert name here.
Insert name here. It doesn't have great coffee, but I heard it has some insert products that are pretty good.
Do any other researchers go to that cafe that you know of?
That I'm not entirely sure. I'm not of the habit of following my researchers during lunchtime, so sorry.
Okay. I will suggest you try and talk with the other researchers here, making sure they haven't got any other emails that are not from the correct people, or they have not sent.
Yeah, I'll definitely be requesting to see some emails after this, though it might be a breach of privacy. I'm sure they'll understand in the looming police investigation.
And did you mention if anyone else knows about Sostani's disappearance besides now the police? Like, before we arrived, did anyone else know of her disappearance?
No, not really. I haven't told anyone.
So
Perhaps the dean might know about it, but other than that, I thought it was just on a need-to-know basis.
So
and I need to know.
Just yourself and possibly the dean?
Yeah.
Then what about Wallace, who greeted us at the station?
What? And she kind of cracks up, like, he's a student. What would he know about it?
Well, he knew about a researcher gone missing 2 days prior.
Oh.
And he also said he was a higher-ranking person with access to other information.
He's an advanced student, but he doesn't really have that sort of, like, I don't see how he could have necessarily found out about it.
Well, he also said he had one of the first access to new broadcasts. Is that for advanced students?
Oh yeah, a lot of advanced students have access to those broadcasts. They can be very useful, especially in the case of yours, wherein it has some curious information that might kind of catapult their research or create some new research topics. It's very useful.
Okay, so that's one thing, that's fine. You might want to talk to him about how he found out about the missing researcher.
Yeah, that's definitely not something you should have known about. I will be having a little chat with him.
You did send Wallace to come meet us at the dock, didn't you?
Sorry,
Like, Wallace
yeah,
was meant to meet us, wasn't he?
I signed off on that.
Okay, so all you have to find out is why he knew about the missing researcher.
Yeah, that is weird.
Anything else you guys can think of that needs to be talked about?
Nope.
Pretty much covers
Good.
it.
Could there have been rumors spread about the disappearance?
Well, if it was just her who would be spreading rumors.
What, was she just a researcher, or was she also a teacher here?
Good shout.
She was a doctor. She was a doctor. She was teaching things.
So would she have missed any classes this past 2 days?
I mean, she's been on leave.
Oh, all right.
So
she's been on leave, but stayed in her study?
What? No, these past 2 days she's been on leave.
Oh, you've said that she's been on leave.
I don't recall. I'm confused. The person here. What did I say?
If she had people to educate, if her leaving 2 days ago, would that not spread rumors about her just leaving? Because Walos said she went to the dig site.
It might have. But like there are definitely substitute teachers, but they wouldn't know about, like they would not know about the nature of her leave. They would just know like she is on leave now. They wouldn't know like she is on leave to go to a specific dig site.
So it could be just the leave itself. Might have spread some rumors, and our driver just kind of assumed on those Walos. But I think it's still worth it to talk to him and ask why he knew about that.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. Either you guys can do it, or we can get. Sorry, I didn't really catch her name there. The name's Garth. Yeah, Garth. We could get Detective Garth to talk to Wallace, or I could get you guys to do it, or I could handle it myself. I don't know what would be best for this investigation, but I would definitely prefer someone with your guys' expertise if something more untoward is going on.
It might be faster if we deal with him if Garth is busy investigating this room. Besides that, would it be possible if we have access to the camera feeds and recordings at all?
Yeah, definitely. And then Garth speaks of like, I would also like to get access to that. That might be share the view with these fine folks. Maybe they might help me find some insights into my investigations. If that weren't no problem with y'all.
Wait, what was his question?
He wanted to. He also wants access to the cameras, and he was checking if he could look at it at the same time as you guys to see if you had any insights that would help the investigation.
We might look at them faster than he can. Look, judging by the computer usage of these guys, they might just go for it quicker than he can. I don't know how good he is.
True,
I mean, if it's a video feed,
yeah, we've got an Android who can plug themselves in.
I don't have that equipment.
Can we?
No, this is just Carvin being Carvin. He doesn't know.
I know, that's Bolt's reaction. I don't have that equipment.
But if the detective is done doing the room, sure. But if he's still doing it, we can look at it whilst he's doing that.
He seems to be all done taking statements and checking room.
Should we track down the Walos guy first? In case he is somehow tied to this and...
Could we
planning to
get
dodge.
the recording saved to a pad so we can look at it on the go?
I think it's best for the security of whatever might or might not be on there to keep it within the walls.
That's fair enough. This is a thing where I don't want to split the party up, so...
Do it!
My vote is to go search for Wallace first, because the recording can wait, and as far as Carver knows, the detective is trustworthy.
Yeah, same. The recording shouldn't be able to run away by themselves anyway.
Yeah.
But Walos is an unknown. And if he is tied to this, he already has plenty of time to just leave if he was going to. So looking for him first would be, in my opinion, the best start.
Charlotte, you good with this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so where do you guys go to find this Walos fella?
Do we know which direction he left after he dropped us off? Like, did he continue in the car because he called a taxi, or did he walk off?
He mentioned that he had class to go to.
Would
It's I think it's been like at least an hour right now.
Can I computer the public camera feeds to try to find this guy?
If you want to gain access to the camera system on campus, you would have to head to the the terminal that controls it.
Yep.
would Muhali be able to make like a loudspeaker call for Welos to come to the principal's office?
Waylos, come to the principal's office. We are needing you for the murder.
You've been accused.
He doesn't have to state the reason. I mean, obviously we can go look for him as well, but if he's innocent, he's just gonna show up and we can ask our questions and be on our way. But also, if he doesn't show up, it's like either he's just left for some reason, or he's guilty of something. Yes, no, okay.
GM?
Me? What's happening?
So if the party's like okay with this suggestion.
Yeah.
It sounds good to me. I was waiting for a call on the GM if we could do it or not.
Yes, of course. The
All right.
suggestion.
We now have Waylos in
Yes.
custody. Okay, let's
You
good
did
cop,
it.
good cop him.
Good job.
That was easy.
I'm
We
sorry.
gain
What
a
was,
level.
If
I'm
he's
sorry.
innocent,
What was the
report to the
suggestion?
I was
principal.
asking if Muhali would be able to make like a loudspeaker call for Welos.
Oh,
like-
she could do that. She does bring up the point, like, don't you think he might maybe get suspicious? Perhaps, like, I know.
I
It's
mean, we
not
could also like
Well,
if
do
you'd
we
have the live feed of something, or could you have like a timetable of the students, like where his current class would be?
yeah,
Oh
time
yeah,
table.
we
like,
definitely have a
register.
timetable. You like we can find out where he is right now.
Do that then.
So that would be maybe yes. I mean,
Okay, she takes you into her office, where she has a timetable, and it shows you like he's in building Alpha. He's studying xenoanthropology 506, in like room 208.
We'll go to this location then.
Okay, the detective goes with you. He says, while this isn't official investigation, you are still not authorized to use any force, deadly or otherwise, unless it is in
Of
defense
course.
of your own life, of course.
Wait, is he saying we can't or he can't?
You can't.
Naturally.
Like, you're not, unless he is like starting to shoot at you. Well, okay, maybe not that far, but unless you deem it appropriate to need to defend yourself with the use of force, deadly or otherwise, you are not allowed to use it.
I mean, the only physical force I was assuming we would have to use was to perhaps run him down.
I mean, we also
But I wasn't assuming a fight.
3/4 of us all have non-lethal weaponry as well, so even if it's not going to be non-lethal, if it's force, it will be non-lethal. So if he runs, we can stop him from running.
But he does, yeah, he just does that to you.
So does
Understandable.
that include us shooting him with non-lethal if he runs?
You can't shoot him while he's running. Just like if
Not
somebody
shooting.
ran in the world today, you couldn't shoot them in the leg to prevent them from getting away.
Yeah, it depends.
Even
what
with a
part of the
taser?
country you're in.
Yeah, but like, yeah, most civilized countries, you can't shoot someone who's running away.
You can with a taser.
Well, yeah, with a taser, but you're talking about a long-range rifle.
Wait, no. I have a shotgun.
Yeah, he according to the law, you can't do that
Okay,
unless
that's fine.
unless you deem it necessary to have to defend yourself. You're
I'm
not
defending
allowed
myself
to
from him running away.
yeah, he's running away to get reinforcements. I just know it. Shoot him.
See, you get it.
Get his face.
Alright. Yeah, we're not allowed to shoot, we just gotta run around. If that's the case, could we just surround all of the exits of the room? Not be suspicious at all.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, like they're closed doors, so each of you are at each of the exits.
I would like to be at the exit that's closest to wherever vehicles are parked, in case that's where to go.
I mean, you've got your energy cycle, you can go after him on it.
I was just imagining you waiting outside on your fucking bike.
Dude, I have vehicle chases pulled up. I have the rule set right at the ready if he gets away from us.
He starts running and you go on your bike and he's faster running than your bike.
He has, like, those skull and crossbow tassels on the handles.
Yeah, exactly.
We just have to make the situation so that he doesn't really have a means to run.
We could break his legs.
Preemptively
Technically, he shouldn't be able to outrun him faster.
The detective speaks up. You can't break his legs.
Well, what if he threatened me?
If he threatened you, then you are allowed to use any force you deem necessary to defend yourself. That may or may not include breaking his legs.
Alright.
But not preemptively. I was talking about surrounding the area. Letting him know that there's...
I did make the suggestion of surrounding it.
You can't go, I know he's going to attack me, so I'm just going to break his legs.
He's coming straight for us! Break his legs!
Sprinkle some crack on him. Let's get out of here.
Let's get some space crack. Just throw it on him.
Or we could make him think that he's surrounded.
Okay, we need a loudspeaker. I need to shout at it from the outside and say you're surrounded.
No, you don't.
Alright, so I'm okay to go into the room and like see if he's willing to come out. Well, I'll go in the room and say, can you leave? And then you guys can go to the other exits if you want.
Okay, so you, so are you going into the room?
Well, I want to check, like, through the window to see if he's in there first.
Yeah, you check through the window. And it seems to be somebody teaching, he seems to be teaching something to do with archaeology. You're not entirely versed on the subject, so you're not entirely sure what he's teaching, but it seems to be a full classroom full of students.
Can I make out of Wylos is in there?
Make me a perception check.
Do I have to be a cat to do a perception check?
Yeah, you have to, yeah. You notice Wylos sitting in one of the seats nearest to the teacher.
Well, he's very astute if he wants to be that close. Or he just has a thing for the teacher. Alright, I just relayed the information to the team that Wylos is in the room. Would it be better...
How long is the class going to last?
It seems to be about an hour or more.
So we could just go in and kind of excuse the teacher and ask if he could just get Wylos out of there.
Yeah. Would it be best for me or the detective to do it? Because I think the detective looks like a detective, whereas I just look like a normal person, I think.
I think it would be easier for you because, well, first of all, he knows you and he seems to be a fan. So he might be more accepting to come with you than a detective.
What's the detective say to this?
To you going in rather than the detective?
Yeah.
He's just like, that sounds fair to me. I'd rather not roleplay with myself.
Come on, you know you like it.
I don't like playing with myself.
Playing with all your dolls by yourself.
Yeah.
And now the two men kiss.
It's passionate. Oh, so passionate. And it turns out this has all just been a setup for my fanfiction.
Yeah? Alright, is this the type of university... Is this the type of university where you would knock beforehand? Because my university was not, you just went in.
Make me a culture check.
Can we make this as well?
You're fairly certain that you're just supposed to open the door quietly, though.
All right. I'll wait and see if there's a lull in his lecture for like them to take notes, and then get in and like nonchalantly talk to the lecturer.
Yeah, you seem to notice a kind of a perfect timing gap when the teacher goes to make a bad joke and it completely fails and nobody laughs and there's an awkward pause for about 30 seconds.
Now's my chance.
Like, everybody forgot about the stupid joke.
Time to pounce. Okay, so you open this this classroom up, and you can see that across the sea of mostly Lashunta students, none of them has even the slightest hint of a smile on their face, and the teacher looks very dejected, but is still surprised when you walk in and goes, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yes, I'd like to have a word with one of your students.
Ah, yes. That should be no problem.
Does the man have a mug on his mouth?
A mug?
A mug. Like, is he doing a Bane impression?
No, he doesn't seem to have a mug, but, ooh, do you say anything about its voice?
No.
Come on, do it.
No. What race is he?
He's Lashunta as well.
Oh, okay.
And it seems to be some sort of voice, oh boy. What's a stutter again? I can't. Sorry, I'm foreign. I'm not,
Stutter?
English isn't my first language. No,
This?
I mean, like, what type of voice, like, deficiency is it? He seems to have some sort of voice deficiency.
Only thing that comes to mind is Tourette's or something else.
He has, like, a voice disorder.
Okay, he has a voice disorder. Okay,
Please?
I won't pick it up if I think that. Then I'll just ask for one of the students. I just need some assistance from Walos.
Ah, yes, we're lost. And now that you've said it, I'm just amping up the voice because I can't help it. Thank you. And so Walos kind of springs to his feet and he kind of runs over to you. And he goes like, "Yeah, what do you need help with?"
I'll give the professor a wave, as in thanks, and bring Walos out.
And the professor waves back, and you walk out with Walos. He's like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And he walks out into the scene, and he sees the detective with his trench coat. Like, who's the weird guy with the trench coat?
Oh, he's just a friend of ours. We had some questions because you seem very knowledgeable about the place, and we could always use the help of a good friend.
He kind of smiles in a beaming way, with a beaming smile. He goes, "Yeah, that's great. I'd love to help you guys."
Can I sense motive him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we all do at this point?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the professor's bad joke got to me.
God damn it.
Yeah.
What, I thought Jax was going on the never entrance.
Yeah, but he saw what was happening. He came out.
Okay.
You all heard the professor's bad joke, and it's just so stuck in your mind that you're completely confused by it, and you're unable to really focus on Walos. It was a really bad joke.
We were expecting him to perhaps run, and now he's like, "Yeah, how can I help you?"
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I was just wanted to know how much you knew about the missing person who apparently went to the dig.
His smile just kind of drops slightly, like, "Oh yeah, Dr. Sesterni. She's some sort of she taught something. I wasn't especially
Interested?
I didn't know especially much about it. Like I didn't know especially much about her, but yeah, she teaches here at the university.
How did you know she was gone?
I overheard Dr. Muhali talking with her on the phone. On the
That's
phone?
motive?
No, not on the phone. He doesn't. There's no phone. Talking with her in person.
Who? Who is she talking to?
Soul Starny?
So Mahali spoke to Solstani about Solstani not being here.
No, that was no about the about her leaving for this to this place.
If you heard them talking about it, then why would you assume she was missing?
Like she was gone. She was not on campus.
But if they're talking about it, wouldn't you assume that she was allowed to leave?
It was just, there must have been a slip up. I am sorry. You guys must maybe read too much into that.
When did you hear about
motive?
this?
Yeah, sense motive.
This is when we find out it's nothing, and the GM just made a mistake.
I mean, it's still worth looking into.
He seems to be completely honest in that he made a mistake.
When was this meeting between Solstani and Mohali?
Oh, like 4 days ago?
But
yeah, they were talking about...
Mohali said that she could go?
Oh no, she didn't say that.
What were they talking about?
They were talking about the details about the place, like something like True Hollow Point, something like that. Supposed to be the meeting place where they were going. They were just talking in detail about it. I didn't catch much of it though. Like I heard that she was going there.
What, that she... Wait, both Mahali and Solstani were going? Because you said
no, that's no. So Starny, yeah, it was a conference. I'm now it's me, the GM, talking, not because it was see here, I can't remember the specific word. Let me see here.
Turns out Washami never existed and he disappears.
Yeah, it was a research sabbatical on Turhalu Point. That's where she was allegedly going.
So if that was 4 days ago, why do you think she's gone missing 2 days ago?
I just assumed that she had left for there because I heard from some friends of mine that she wasn't teaching.
Is the point at the dig, or is they two separate locations?
It's the same location.
Okay. So she said, wait. So they were having a conversation about this happening. Did you hear Mahali allow this, or?
No, I didn't hear about that. Like, I didn't hear much about it. I just heard small snippets, like going sabbatical to Hollow Point.
Drugs.
Drugs. Bad drugs. Good drugs. Taste good.
I give a look towards the detective.
He nods.
What's your opinion of this?
Seems Bob just made an honest mistake, or perhaps he knows more than he's letting on. There's no real way to tell, but this is very, I guess we could call it anecdotal evidence. We could take him in to the station, maybe, see if we could find anything more out, but aside from that, there's not much we can do. He has what you would call plausible deniability.
I mean, the story adds up. He could overhear things, but... What you say, Eva?
You said Solstarny and Mahali were talking 4 days ago. Was Solstarny Did you see her acting any different or strange between that and before she disappeared?
No, sorry, I just overheard it. I didn't really see them. I was just kind of walking past the office.
I suppose that's fair enough. Well, I think it's up to a detective if you want to get his statement from all this.
Yeah, the detective walks over to him and kind of puts his hand around his shoulders and kind of walks a little bit away from you guys. And they start talking.
Well, that's the that's the case of Wallace done. So we don't really need to leave. We could go look at those recordings now.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Did Bolt actually get ready for a chase scene, or is he here with us?
He's excitedly sitting on his bike waiting.
Well, I just sent him a text.
Okay, because that's what I think. Like, we should call him in if he's not here. Cause...
I just imagine him rubbing his hands like, oh, yes.
He's got like speeder goggles on, ready to go.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom.
Speed racer.
Vroom vroom. Then he goes really slowly.
Honk honk.
Is Bolt coming?
Dude, I was with you guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know that. It was just way funnier for me to imagine you waiting super excitedly for this guy to run out. Gotcha. You're just like, I'm gonna chase
That's what I was asking, because I couldn't remember if you actually went somewhere or if you were with us this whole time. So we go to security next?
Yep. Let's do it.
So where are you guys heading?
I want to return. The detective's coming with us, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of following you around after he had finished talking to Wallace. He kind of pushed him off in the direction of the classroom. It seems like the professor inside there had just finished making another awful joke, and there was another convenient lull.
All right, if Wallace is returning,
you inexplicably feel bad for all the students inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to fix now. Is Wallace like returning to his studies in the lecture hall?
Yeah, he's just going inside.
All right, I want to act as if I'm returning him to the class, and then I'm going to make a joke to the students and say we had a whale of a time with him. Then I want to roll diplomacy to see if they laugh at it.
Oh my God! Make me a diplomacy check. So the students all break out in uproarious laughter. Some people going as far as just crying at the pun. Apparently, puns are very big in Lashunta society. And you can just see, you look up at the professor and you have never seen a man more dejected in his entire life.
Hey, I'm helping make his students a bit happier. And exactly. Carvin has now found a new place to call home.
Pun Central.
Alright, then we go
so yeah, so you guys head over to the camera, camera room. Let's see here. Let's check it out. The building has security cameras in its hallways and at the entrances, but there aren't any inside the individual classrooms or offices. And so you head over to the receptionist, who has access to a terminal. And within these video logs, you can see a trio of Korasha. I'm going to copy this into the chat.
Thank you.
Korasha Lashuntas, whatever that is, carrying heavy backpacks.
Soldier Lashuntas.
Oh yeah, that's how that works. Korasha Lashuntas carrying heavy backpacks and wearing uniforms entered the building 2 days ago in the late evening after all reception personnel had left. Then they took the stairs up, but there seems to be no footage of them on other floors or even leaving the building. And anybody can make me a DC. Well, anybody.
Why does nobody check these recordings?
People are not good.
I mean, it's a university. You don't really expect things like this to happen on a university.
Also, to be fair, this is the actual first actual point in which this has been considered a police investigation, and that this person has been considered missing. They haven't been considered missing until now. And I don't know if people check security cameras all the time.
I had late night security guards at my university who stayed there overnight.
This university has lax security.
Okay.
Because the Shintas are so cool and they never suspect crimes ever. But anybody with ranks in it can make me a computers check or a perception check, and everybody can make me a culture check.
Perception.
I'm
gonna aid. Since everyone's already doing it, Can I aid computers on Shylock?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Yeah, +2 to Shylock, so he'll have 31.
Okay, so Shylock. Let's see, so Shylock and Ava. Yeah, Shylock and Ava. Well, at least you haven't muted yourself 4 times during this session, so you're doing better than I am. Shylock and Ava, you can note that there are inconsistencies in the footage on several floors, including the 4th floor, where Dr. Solstarny's office is, suggesting that someone hacked into the building's security cameras and looped footage of empty hallways to hide whatever they were doing. And whoever got a 13 or higher on their culture checks can identify the uniforms of those in the video as those of the Gateway District's Port Authority. And that is all that you can see.
So there were warrior Shunters who were a part of security for the gates. And then something was hacked that made them loop. So this is the only footage we have of them entering.
Yeah, they entered and left. That's all you can see, and then you notice that it's been hacked.
If it shows them leaving, did it show them leaving with Solstarny?
They wouldn't have to if it was looped. They could have simply had the recording.
Oh, no, sorry. Sorry. It shows them entering and leaving the building. No, it doesn't show them leaving the building. It only shows them entering.
Okay.
But
and
not
going
leaving.
upstairs.
Yeah, shows them entering and going upstairs, but nothing else.
They go upstairs, but they're not seen on any floor. Instead, there's the loop on the 4th floor. And that's it.
Yeah.
Alright, so possibly the same person who, well, the same person or group who sent that fake email also hacked the cameras. Possibly on the same system if they're hacking all the same stuff. And yeah, they might be in disguise. They could have just stolen those Port Authority costumes. Or suits of armor.
Loop back. Wasn't the district that the one guy was trying to get her to go to?
The cafe. Jim?
Yeah.
The 5 Arches Cafe in Quabarat's Gateway District.
Oh, okay, Gateway, gotcha.
So, yes.
Same thing over and over again. Go.
So maybe this alias guy has some sort of pull in the Gateway District, so maybe he either paid off some dirty cops or killed cops at one point and stole the uniforms. Or he just forged his own. It's like 3 things could have done.
Or like, well, from a black market sort of thing.
In all likelihood, it seems like Gateway is where he...
For a Gateway, is that... The security there, is it its own like segment, or is it still a part of the overall government? Like, are the Gateway District Port Authority privately owned, or do they still answer to the government and whoever owns who's like president or whatever? Are they police?
I think they're police, but I think they're cut up by district. So the Gateway District is one district in the city. And so the Port Authority there is like security for that district, and then for the Elf district, there's another security, and like that.
Oh, so they are segmented.
That's what I would think. Yeah, it doesn't specifically mention it.
Okay. We could go to their police station if they have one and see if they're willing to cooperate with the investigation. See if they've had guards, uniforms, or people leaving their station, or if they know about this.
If you're wondering whether the guy who's with you is part of the same group, he's not.
Well, he's a detective. Detectives aren't normally part of this kind of stuff.
Well, detectives that's an actual thing within police stuff.
I was thinking like a PI who's private, not a detective who actually. Oh, he's a
he's
PI.
Not a private eye.
He's a detective from police.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. So he's not a part of that Gateway District part. Then he's a different one. Well, would he be able to help us get in with that Gateway District if they're like allied?
God, they don't seem to. God, this is really. It's so vague. It's vague and it's annoying me, and I'm not happy. It seems like he's part of police. So it seems like what you mentioned before, that they're a private security force. But that doesn't make sense to me, since it's like they mentioned that they're specifically for this district. Whatever.
We can go there with him and just ask anyway.
Let's say, because I don't know better, and it doesn't say in here. Let's say that the police is what he is a part of, which is for the entire city, and that there's a segmented security force in the different districts that is privately owned. Because that seems to make the most sense according to what I'm looking at.
Well, we're not allowed to take recordings of this outside, so we just have to basically tell them what we saw.
Yeah, unless your life is threatened, you can't break someone's legs.
Yeah, send this information.
There was no way to recognize those people. Like, were their faces covered and everything?
We knew they were Lushunta.
You know that they're Lushunta.
So we just see,
But
you
is
just see
there
antenna.
a chance?
Yeah. You just know that they're Lushunta, but you can't glean any more specific information than that.
Just take down the best description of them we can. Tell Mahali that there's also been a breach of her security, that you want to look into that as well.
She swears and starts calling some IT guy.
Some IT guy.
I don't know how advanced the police are, but is there like technology to, I don't know, track movement? And like...
Track movement or what?
Like there's face recognition, and I think there's, in today's world, there is like movement recognition. You can take like person's movement and kind of take a crowd shot and see if it matches.
Well, we need to have some sort of device on them that you could track.
Yeah, but does that exist? Would that be a possibility if we like?
Would it be in their armor?
He definitely mentions that, like, if that does exist, we don't have it.
Yeah.
You could easily chip their armor. But if the book says, if the book doesn't mention it, then it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going off what I know about detective shows. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can just put chips inside of people, so you can put them definitely inside of clothing and phones or devices. But if enhance, rotate 90 degrees, go off of that rainbow drop. So yeah, if the book doesn't note it, maybe not.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
We can just go there and see if they have any records at all from anything we can think of that they know that 3 Lushuntas would have gone to the university at this point. Did the Gateway have jurisdiction in the university? Because we're under the assumption they're segmented. Is it just for Gateway or outside?
Yeah, they don't. No, they can't. Like, a guy from the Port Authority of that district could not go into the university and be like, "I'm gonna arrest y'all."
So it looked like this clip was an oversight for them, because they went to the trouble of looping the fourth floor segment, but not this one.
Wait, okay. So I seem to be making. I'm sorry about my messing up in regards to this Port Authority police business. It's confusing me greatly. So this seems to be like this: that there are multiple different districts, and the districts are the laws within the districts are enforced by the police, but there is a Port Authority within the Gateway District, which is a completely different entity, and I just completely messed that up. I'm sorry about that. So they were just wearing uniforms of the Gateway District's Port Authority, which has apparently nothing to do with the police in any, like, it doesn't have anything to do with the security of the entire district.
So they're just privately owned people.
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah, it seems to be just privately owned.
So this is something to bring to the police because they're not allowed to enter these buildings, at least forcefully at night.
Like, you can ask Detective Garth.
Okay, Detective Garth, you might want to bring this to the police if these people are invading the university.
Well, yeah, that might be quite clever, but I highly doubt any sort of raid would turn up any new evidence. I think a plainclothes officer, perhaps asking questions, or perhaps one of you, might be better suited for this.
Well, if we don't return, you know who's killed us.
Gotcha.
If the cameras are looped, is there what? Did you say there's one inside the different people's studies or not?
There's not. There's specifically not.
Outside
Just the hallways and entrances.
Okay. If they're looped, how long are they looped for?
It's just like one of those classic loops that just shows that there's nothing happening. It's just a quick loop, but looping.
It's an empty hallway, but because it's basically still, it might as well be a still photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
just asking if there's any point in time where we can check the hallway where the door to Sortani's room is showing that it's been opened after the looping.
No, you couldn't really do that because they've been looping up until this point.
Oh.
Like it's basically still doing that.
Okay, you want to stop this loop now? I take it there's no way to find who did this. Like, was it remotely done, or did they access the computers nearby?
You wouldn't be able to trace the hacking. It could have been a person with access to the terminal. It could have been a person who remotely did it, but you have no way to determine that.
Well, since we see them coming inside, I'd assume they did it from here.
Yeah.
Like in person, because otherwise, if they could do it remotely, wouldn't they have looped the outside camera as well?
So
another thing, Mahali, just look over the university, see if anything's been tampered with. We can just get used to that.
She just goes like, "Damn, this place is fucked."
Yeah, you need more security.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, since we've been finding out all this stuff that's being hacked, could we have more access to computers and such?
Wait, what do you want?
Well, we've now seen one person's had a hacked email, the cameras have been looped. Can we now just have access to more of the computers of the university to see what else has been messed with?
If you ask Mahali, she'll go you guys seem pretty good at this, so you guys can check out some computers. Sure.
We're good at this. It wasn't exactly hard to find all of it.
Compared to whoever is running the university's tech department, you seem quite capable.
Well, not me. Jackson Bolt. I mean, could Jackson Bolt do Control F for any emails from Packwell to anybody else?
So Oh yeah, you can search through everybody else's docket and see, like you can go through, like she goes like, yeah, this is a crazy investigation. You guys can go through the emails of everybody and check out if you can find anything from this guy.
Well, if it's university, they're all stored on they're normally stored on a big server, just on a separate side. So we just search with like Control F for this name, see where it pops up.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, there are no suspicious emails coming from him. The only thing that you can see is actually is just somebody calling him an incredible hack and somebody agreeing back. It rhymed. But yeah, there's no email from him. Only discussion about what a fraudulent piece of crap he is, basically.
All right. Anything about the cafe or the dig site? Well, the dig site's going to bring up a lot, actually.
Yeah, you don't
But maybe feel there to last couple of days.
Yeah. Like we can search through stuff all on the 2 days. 2 days, yes, beforehand to see if anything happened on that day.
So you're searching for if there's anything that happened, if there's any correspondence in the university emails about anything happening at this dig site 2 days prior.
Yes.
You don't find anything of that nature.
I can't think of anything else we need to do at the university itself, unless somebody else in the crew does.
I got nothing else.
Alright, do we want to go to the cafe or the Port Authority first?
I'm not sure if the cafe itself is tied in any way else other than a potential place where they could meet.
Yeah.
How common was it for the correspondence like that to happen with this research? With Pakwal messaged Solstarny requesting that they could meet so he can show her some things he found about some artifacts. How common was that to happen?
It's definitely not uncommon for outside researchers to request the assistance of peoples within the university, because this is one of the best universities in regards to xenoarchaeology and xenoanthropology in I think just on Castrovel, and so their resources would be far ahead of their contemporaries.
All right, and I mean, to me it sounds pretty weird to meet in a cafe to talk about and see some potential artifact. Wouldn't you request a meeting at someone's office where you could be private about it? To me, it sounds kind of strange. But that's what I'm kind of asking. Is it normal for people to meet at a cafe to do that? I don't know local customs.
No, it wouldn't. It's not. It's definitely not. You would want to meet in a lab or a university, offices or labs. It doesn't really make sense to want to meet in a cafe with hey, I got a bunch of artifacts I want you to check.
It could be that the cafe was a front and they wanted to kidnap her when she got there.
I mean, that's pretty obvious. I just wanted to kind of check on that because, local customs and all that. To me, it sounds weird. I wouldn't do that, so I totally understand why Solstarny turned it down. Just, wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's definitely unorthodox.
We could, take a look at the cafe, see if it's an actual cafe that just happened to be a potential place, or if it's a front to something house.
Sure, if that's the intent.
But personally, I just think it might have been just a place to kind of lure Solstrani out.
Yeah, I was getting that
Then-
feeling too.
It's just a cafe. It's nothing else than that. Just that it happened to be in the Gateway District.
So, just want to go straight to their station? See if we can talk to them there?
Could we, like, kind of see the map and see where in the district the cafe is?
Well,
And
this is the
See
map.
where the...
Yes.
This is all the map we have. Like,
the map
the
of the
local...
city. Of course, the map of the city, which definitely exists.
Like, the campaign book might not even have it, but...
Yeah, I
Can,
mean...
can you draw on the map?
Sure, fine.
Okay.
I don't know if
I'll
it
use
gives you
my-
the description.
I'll use my incredible artistic talent to draw my idea of the map.
And I just kind of want to like know if the Five Arch Cafe was especially close to the security or the ward or whatever. If it has any description of that, I don't know.
Well, if it's Gateway District Port Authority, does that also include the station we docked our ship in?
No, like I tried to amend because I just messed that up completely. The Port Authority is just it's an organization and it has nothing to do with the. It's an organization that handles like they move stuff around basically. They're like a shipping company kind of.
Okay.
Not necessarily exactly that, but there's something akin to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you prepared for this amazing, incredible rendition
Always.
of?
Absolutely.
Wait, Shaw. Okay, this might stun you all by how beautiful it is.
I'll roll fortitude.
Ready to be amazed.
Okay, so
Yeah, do
let's
you see my
check
face? This is my ready face.
wait, we're still on Australia. Damn it. Beautiful map and go. Wow, it's so pretty. Wow, I put so much effort into it. I feel like a
Okay,
genius.
so we need to go to the shop candy bar, but not go to the cafe candy bar.
So this is like there's like a road here and stuff, and the squiggly lines are shops, and the cafe is the cafe.
The map of my life.
Okay, I was kind of meaning like where's the Gateway District Port Authority assumably has like an office somewhere in the district.
So can we stop saying Port Authority? It's a clothing store where I'm at. Like,
Okay, the Gateway District Security.
thank you. Sorry. It's like
Okay, so the
they're
Gateway
really menacing.
the Gateway Security, do they have like a base of operations, and where is it in relation to the cafe? Like, is it on the outskirts? Is the cafe in like the middle of the district?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's in like it's
That way?
It's in the outskirts.
Okay.
It's away from the candy bars.
Okay. So, station. Should we just go to the station? Because we don't know for sure they're evil. It could just be framed.
Yeah.
There's nothing leading us to say this is concrete evidence. It's so easy to put on a suit.
Yeah.
Is Garth willing to come with us?
Yeah. He says, my investigations pointed me in the same direction, since it is basically your investigation. So I would be happy. I would be thrilled if I were to tag along.
Alright, so is the whole crew ready to go to the Gateway station?
So ready.
Carry on.
Alright, let's go.
So, yeah. I'm. I feel bad about doing this, but my head is like I have such a massive headache. I really can't go on right now. I apologize for that. So we're kind of just gonna have to.
We'll continue on without you.
Yeah.
Come on, Garth. Let's go.
Yeah. All right then. Let's head to it. Find out these Port Authority bastards. Let's kill them.
Wow, Garth changed when you left.
I hate Lashintas. They took my daughter. So yeah, Sorry about that, but I am.
Yeah, we can stop it if you want to.
Yeah. But I'll catch you guys with less of a headache next week. And we'll be ready.
All right.
Get better. Take on this Port Authority.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Yep. See you next week.